Previously, on Tats and Tarasques, the party had found themselves separated. Well, I am getting a little bit of myself back there, Cait.
Oh, shit.
I love hearing myself, just not twice at the same time. I usually just go listen to myself later, thank you. The party had found themselves organizing some Rothe through a jungle on the island. However, during their travels, they did receive tickets to a carnival from one Ulseed after solving his 3+1 riddles. And the party was unsure of when they would hit or find that carnival, this carnival that appears once every 8 years, the Witchlight Carnival. Coincidentally, or serendipitously, the Rothe got spooked, and Yama and Karu ran off into the jungle to sort of find them and bring them back, and stumbled their way into the Witchlight Carnival itself. After a few hours of them not returning, Sorn, Pauly, you find the last remaining Rothe kind of wander back, the ones that ran away, not accompanied by Karu or Yama. What do you do?
I guess we herd them, herd them into a spot that we can get them into, and go try find our compatriots.
Look for our companions with these Rothe.
Yeah. Well, you find a sort of clearing area where it all looks pretty safe, and Damrakir offers to kind of watch over them for the evening, sets up a small camp whilst you are able to go off as dusk starts to kind of hit, where you can go off and find Karu and Sorn and follow their tracks.
Perfect. Well, let us do that. Well, thank you, Damrakir. I'm just imagining he's got bouncing Rothe across his chest, across his pecs, and so they bounce over a fence as he moves his muscles.
That's yes.
That's how he pacifies them.
He happens to have sort of a Beast of Burden-esque tattoo, and the firelight from the camp, the shadows move over the tattoos in such a way that it looks like it is animated. They're surely not. Surely that is just regular ink. So Sorn and Pauly start making your way through the twists and turns of the forest. And can I get you each to make a survival check for me, please?
Okay. 9.
16 on my part.
Okay. Pauly, you're instantly lost, having to operate at a ground level of a forest or jungle.
Mm-hmm.
You do sort of get some height and get some air, but with the canopy of trees and everything like that, you obviously can see no tracks. Sorn, you have no problem finding the tracks left behind by Karu and Yama, specifically the tracks left behind by Yama, as Karu was probably a little bit more sure-footed through this jungle. Karu very clearly did not let any trees get in their way for very long.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you make your way to what appears to be a large clearing, though, Pauly, when you were up in the air, you didn't see a clearing at all. You emerge from between the trees, and in front of you, stretching out, surrounded by a lake that appears to be almost made of silk, sort of blue silk, is the sort of scene you see before you. Actually, coming down from the sky is an array of newcomers also making their way down to what appears to be a carnival.
Cool.
So, horses with butterfly wings, foxes with butterfly wings, lots of things with butterfly wings, towing carriages, blimps, and other forms of vehicles down and kind of landing in the just outside the clearing, and crossing a small bridge into an area where there is a ticket booth. Let me grab both of you here.
Can I try and fly up to these carriages?
Absolutely. Yeah. So you're oh, that's 2 Yamas. We don't need 2 Yamas.
Hey. There's a Momo tail here.
Oh. Look, I can't delete the other Yama. He's there forever and all time now.
Too many Yamas.
That's right. It's too yummy. Yeah, so you start flying up to the different carriages that are, as they come down. Now, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to land on any? Are you just circling them like a dolphin, or what's going on?
I'm gonna fly up next to him. Is there anyone like leading them? Like using reins on them?
No, they all seem to be the reins are just connected to the carriages themselves. But when you see 1 or 2 of them land, or through one of the windows, you see sort of the faces of small children kind of waving at you, with their parents in there, like pointing out at you, the little kids, some of them sort of looking fey themselves, an entire cornucopia of different races. And a lot of these little kids are kind of pointing at you, but then also getting excited and pointing at the ground and all the different things below them.
Oh, I've back.
And eventually, you sort of like a pod of dolphins following a ship. You follow them down to land outside the ticket booth, where Sorn's probably scowling up at you, I imagine.
Pretty much. Just looking up like, what is this idiot doing?
You also see giant dragonflies whirring overhead, trailing streamers. And a low mist curls over the ground around you. So from that height, Pauly, as you got a little bit higher into this open area, this clearing that wasn't there before when you were out looking for Karu and Yama, you actually can't see past a certain part of the trees. Beyond the clearing itself, it appears incredibly misty in sort of the area you and Sorn just came from. Through the floral archway, you glimpse wondrous and vibrant creatures, elf stilt walkers, dancing fairies, and painted performers. Everywhere there is laughter, pixie dust, bubbles, and the wistful tune of a whistling calliope.
Calliope?
Yeah, so that sort of organ kind of instrument.
Yeah, I know the one. Yep. Cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll go up to the ticket booth. Try to go to the ticket booth, Sorn?
I'm already walking towards it.
Can you give me a D8, please, Sorn?
Hi.
Yep.
So I'm just refreshing.
First one was a 2.
A 2? Okay. Just refreshing my nonsense here as it's being a bit... Alright. That'd be why. I think I unplugged my keyboard somehow.
Nice.
Like a genius. There we go. That'd be why none of it's working. A 2, you say? See what terrible things befall you.
Can't wait.
A 2. So as you're standing there, you've sort of approached the ticket booth and you're waiting for Pauly to come land. You see a satyr with red and white striped horns, as if candy canes coming out from his head, playing the pipes while leading a procession of dancing rodents.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Pauly's pumped, you know, because carnies are basically just land pirates, so I'm all for this.
Yes.
That is fair. Does he say anything to me, or?
The ticket. You go up to the ticket booth, do you? No. The pipe
Yeah.
is just
Just chilling.
Yeah.
I'll walk up to the ticket booth and do I have any of the tickets?
I don't know. Do you?
I believe I don't know
We
if
all
anyone
got one
gave them
each.
to me. Yeah, we
We
got
all
one
got
each,
one
but I don't know if one person was holding on to all the tickets and that person is now inside with the other 2 free tickets, or...
Nah. We would have handed them out, mate.
All right, well, I walk up and just, like, slap my ticket on. I'm like, 1, please.
All right. So you approach the booth. There's a silver statue of a dancing fairy is mounted on the roof of this ticket booth and surrounded by fluttering butterflies. The booth is decorated with an animal depiction of the night sky with shooting stars arcing across it. Inside the booth itself is an elderly goblin perching behind the counter, peering at you quizzically through a spyglass. He lowers the spyglass and calls out to you, "Greetings, fair goers!"
Greetings to you, too, I guess.
Hey, mate, how are ya?
Yes, this is the Witchlight Carnival. You have arrived. What?
Sorry, Mo,
Yes?
I was peering into the microphone. G'day,
Yes,
mate.
we-
Oh, yeah, this is bloody exciting. This is cool. So what is this Witchlight Carnival you're talking about?
No, this is the Witchlight Carnival.
No, Witchlight?
What?
Light.
Yeah,
a light?
Witch.
No. No, this is the Witchlight Carnival.
Someone's gonna cast dancing lights. This light?
He reaches down below the counter and pulls out one of those like hearing horns and puts it in.
Pauly is going to yell at him, like I said, not yell at him aggressively, like, "We have these tickets. Can we come in?"
Someone's
Ah,
just gonna
yes.
talk into his head.
But you'll need tickets. Oh, you've got tickets. Yes. Okay, and he sort of peers over, pulls out the little like the binoculars almost to kind of look down at the tickets. He says, yes. Here you go. Take those in with you. Those tickets will give you 8 rides.
Ooh, exciting.
He's just gonna hear in his mind real quick. 8 rides each?
Per ticket.
Very good.
What?
It's in his mind. Or is he deaf in his mind too?
And he reaches over and hands you both a pair of butterfly wings each. And he says, "Visitors are expected to wear these while you're inside, so we know you've got it. You came in with a ticket."
What color are the ones that were handed to me?
They're sort of like the ones he gives you, rainbow colored, absolutely.
Can mine be black?
Yours
to
are
avoid
more
sword?
like a deep navy blue. I don't think they quite go
Beautiful.
black.
No, that's great. Thank you. I'll put mine on immediately.
With like silver around the edges.
Perfect. That sounds beautiful. Do you like my wings, Sorn?
Almost entirely Sorn's aesthetic.
That's exactly it.
They literally are someone's aesthetic. Someone's like, yeah, they look great on you. I think they'd look better on me, but I got these, and I'll put them on anyway, and just be like, check mine out. They're all colourful. Sucked in, you stupid bird.
I mean, all of me is colourful, so I mean, I don't really mind.
Yeah, well, my aesthetic doesn't look good on you. It clashes.
This completely backfired on Pauly. He absolutely wanted the rainbow ones, but he was trying to make Sorn jealous, and that hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are just the simple. They're obviously painted on some kind of light canvas or cloth, and they've just got like backpack-like straps that you can put on. It gives you, Pauly, certainly a weird effect where you've got your main wings and then between those you've got butterfly wings for sure.
Yep.
Though you're actually, give me a perception check.
Bow. 26
Oh yeah.
with a natty 20.
You are not the only bird-like person.
Ooh.
In fact, as you look over, you see and start putting your wings on and kind of showing them off. You see a figure eyeing you and Sorn from over at one of the other booths.
Ooh. I'm gonna go and just say thank you to the ticket man.
Mm-hmm.
And then head straight over.
And as you do that, he says to you then, Sorn, before you have a chance to just walk away, he says, "You've got just a couple of hours till the big top extravaganza. You won't want to miss it."
I think I might, and I just walk away.
All right, Pauly, you are wandering over to this Kenku. It is
okay.
It's a crow. It's sort of a crow humanoid, whereas you're...
Yeah, I know the Kenku, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try and talk to him, though, in Aarakocra first.
She turns her head on its side slightly as you talk to her in Aarakocra, and she repeats it back to you, and then she kind of laughs a bit and says, "Oh no, I don't speak that gibberish."
Okay, fair enough. All
but
right.
she
you didn't have to call it gibberish, but I mean, whatever.
Did I hear her call it gibberish?
Oh yeah.
Because if I did, I look at Pauly, I'm like, see,
but
you're a jerk.
She repeated it back to you in effectively your own voice.
Oh, cool.
Oh yes, thank you.
Can you do the sad brooding voice over there?
She looks at Sorn, and says, "Oh, you mean what this cheery fellow sounds like?"
Yeah.
And she kind of waits and watches for a while, and goes, "Look, I don't think I'm going to get much out of him. It's probably just, I can guess though. I don't need a mimicry ability for this. Hold on."
Perfect.
And so I'm just like looks her up and down, just like a look of respect.
Well, anyway, g'day there. My name's Pauly. This is Sorn.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Kettlesteam.
Kettlesteam. What are you doing at this carnival? Do you work here, or you just a goer like us?
Just visiting. Although I am looking for the owners, if you know them. I've got to ask them a few questions.
I mean, like, you know what? It'd be pretty cool to meet the owners, though. You up for that, Sorn?
I guess.
I
just got here. Thought we were gonna have some fun.
We can do that too. I mean, I'm certain as we run around looking for him, we can do some things on the way.
And what brings you two here?
I mean, we're just looking for our companions right now. I mean, like, we got these tickets off of Faye, and they disappeared, and then we disappeared, and we all ended up here. So I'm going to guess they're here too.
Okay, so you've lost someone?
Yeah, that's it. So we got to make our way around anyway. I mean, I reckon they'll be fine. They're pretty strong and buff and cool. So, never really have to worry about those two.
She says,
if it was Sorn by himself, I'd be freaking out because he'd be dead by now. He'd be on his third character.
I'm the one that flew out of the sky the other day. Remember that? I survived that.
Look, I fly out of the sky every day. I don't know why you're trying to brag about that to me.
And I'm amazed that you're alive with the lack thereof brain cells you may have sometimes.
And yet I still stand around here being as awesome as I am. Anyway, so yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, look, I wouldn't mind meeting the owners. If you're keen to go a little walkabout and run around this place, we can do some things on the way. Is it pressing you do it straight away?
Well, I was thinking maybe if we cause a bit of mischief, they'll kind of be forced to talk to us.
Oh, I can do that.
Look. Damn it. I don't want to cause mischief. For once in my life, I don't want to cause mischief, but it's Pauly. So of course he's going to say yes. Yeah, okay, let's go.
Yeah, there's a merfolk singer that sings up at the carnival. I think she's due on in the fishbowl any moment now. We could go there and, I don't know, heckle her a bit, call out stuff from the crowd, just make her feel really horrible. And then she'll have to, just ruin the show. I'm pretty sure that'll probably get their attention.
I reckon I could wiggle out more than you could.
I reckon what we should do, and this is pretty cool. I mean, your form of mimicry is very impressive. So maybe what you do is you just copy her, and then you just put on a better show than her. We'll be your backup dancers.
I'd have to listen to the whole show first, though. We
could do that. Because we could just, go like, look, I mean, I've seen a better performance, and then you are the better performance.
I like my plan better of causing mayhem.
Think about it.
Other people going missing. There's been lots of things going missing and getting lost around here, not just your friends. I don't think this is a very nice place.
Well, I mean, the one way we're going to find out is by, going around it first. So let's do that. Let's go to see this mermaid chick.
All right. And she leads you. Kettlestein leads you north towards the. Where are we? Not here. Carnival. Towards the. What's it called? The Silversong Lake. And in fact, where is... Here we go. Cool. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Ignore the behind the curtain. That looks better. So we've got Sorn and Pauly. So you all come across there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming not me or
no, but can you two
Yama.
see the screen at all?
No.
No, I'll pop you there.
Wait.
I'll pop you there so you can. But
yeah.
I don't want you to feel too left out. All right.
Katie, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I keep getting unmuted, but I'm just hiding in the shrubs.
As you arrive, you see mist gathering at the bank of a shimmering lake. Near its center, a mermaid lounges in a giant bowl, singing a glorious, haunting song that captivates spectators on the lakeshore. In response, the lake water itself is coalescing into magical sculptures that whirl around her as she performs. And...
I don't think you guys could have outdone her.
Oh, yeah. Is this like a absolutely top-notch performance, insane?
Yes, yeah. It's beautiful, though a little bit. It's beautiful, but in that sort of sad opera way,
right?
Where it doesn't hype you up or anything like that. It evokes
melodic.
This kind of melancholy, melodic sadness, sort of a desire that is unfulfilled.
Right.
And everyone there is sort of entranced by the song. And it seems to be... Actually, give me insight checks, both of you.
13.
That's a 6.
Pauly, you realize that this is... this song... maybe because you've hung out with merfolk in the past, you kind of pick up on it a little bit more. It is definitely about sort of a long lost love, or like a love that cannot be.
Yeah, sirens are all about, like, old merfolk are always about that, you know? They just kind of like get drunk and then lie on some rocks and then sing about sad lost love. It's
Absolutely. You've
Turning
probably
into
heard this
bubbles.
song before. Exactly.
turning into bubbles if they get it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You look around, and Kettle Steam is no longer standing next to you.
Mhm.
But there is a what appears to be sort of a tall dwarf figure that seems to be making their way through the crowd a little bit away from you, and then they kind of get to a bit where they're standing with some other people, put their hands up, cup their hands up, and go, "Take your top off!" in sort of a gruff.
I'm just
rough
gonna
voice.
watch. I'm gonna watch and see what happens first
Yeah.
off before
Okay.
I join in.
Give me a perception.
I'm not really for jeering at you know, like performers. It's no fun like that way.
Give me a perception check.
Done. Brr, 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 brr.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that's very good.
Both of my perceptions. So maybe just in the Feywild, I have perfect perception.
That's right. You're born to be here.
Yeah. So
Uh,
there's enough weirdness.
you see that same sort of gruff looking person start wending their way through the crowd. You know, they've kind of left that and that comment, thrown that out there, and some of the people standing around there are kind of looking around at it, like, who made that? And then you see that figure walk through to like sort of another area where there's another group of people. As they do, their visage appears to change, and now they look like a elven woman, and sort of surreptitiously moving up and joining another group of elves. This figure now, she cups her hands up and goes, "This is derivative! You sung this already!"
How's the rest of the crowd taking this?
They're a little bit, they're not like getting on board or anything like that, but you do notice, especially with your excellent perfect perception, that the merfolk is starting to look a little bit worried. She can certainly hear this, and is looking somewhat disturbed by this.
All right, Sorn, it's your choice. What are you gonna do?
Nah, this is too much nonsense for me. I thought we were going to have some fun. This is just rude.
Yeah, look, I got to agree. You know what? Do you want to meet the owners of this place?
Yep. I just start walking away.
No. I still have my bead on the shape shifting person, correct?
Yeah.
Alright.
As they're walking to sort of another group, you notice that it's not shape-shifting, it's some kind of illusion.
Right. I'm gonna try and grab them.
Okay. This is going to be a contest, so I'm gonna give me a. How are you gonna try and grab them?
I'm gonna try and like trip them over.
Okay. So this is gonna be, we'll just say a dexterity contest.
Sure.
And
I use Mage Hand to assist with that.
sure.
Doesn't matter.
Oh my god! Wow. Yeah, that definitely beats an 11. You've only rolled crits this session so far?
No. I've done 1 13 and then 3 20s.
Yeah, good.
Those 2 20s in a row.
So, midway through, go back to the you trip over the figure who is now looking like a halfling. You trip over the illusionist, and she looks up at you, eyes narrowing, and is just like, "What the fuck, man? I thought we were causing chaos."
I'm gonna try and hog tie this bad boy.
Yep, I think with a perfect with a crit, I'll definitely let you do that. So you, she's like, "Hold on, I've got another one." your singing's like piracy, murder, and then you like,
Yeah, and I'm gonna like gag her with the rope.
yeah, absolutely.
And go like, look, yeah, I'm all for chaos, but it's just rude to interrupt in a performance like that. Yeah, better. That's the way I like it at this point. And I'm gonna. It's a halfling, correct?
Well, she looks like a halfling, but as you're holding on to her, you can still feel the feathers.
Right. Can I like hoist them over my shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then I'm gonna go and try and find a staff member.
Okay. All right. And Sorn, are you just sort of watching on while this occurs?
Pretty much just watching and shaking my head.
Yep. Cool.
I'm just gonna yell out to the merfolk. All right, look, sorry for them. They're obviously a bit of a prick. Just keep killing it. You're doing well. You'll find that lost lover at some point. You all do.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage, please.
With advantage.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Another nat 20. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you can do no wrong in this place. You could see that the mermaid in the merfolk in the bowl was starting to look a little bit worried. You know, like one of the notes was kind of a little off key, but no one really noticed. But then you're giving her the big thumbs up. You know, you give her the wave and like, you're doing great, and a bit of a cheer. And the rest of the crowd starts sort of applauding and cheering as well. Whether they're cheering for your handling of the heckler or the music, it doesn't matter. It sort of buoys the merfolk's mood, and she starts belting out even harder. The sculptures of water start rising and falling in time with the beat. And the song continues with the crowd giving sort of a standing ovation.
Hell yeah. That is our key to walkout.
Yeah. With a disguised Kenku over your shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So you make your way back through sort of parts of the carnival. Whereabouts are you trying to go to? I mean, I guess there's staff members all about. They all just like the patrons. Everyone is wearing
Butterfly wings.
Butterfly wings. Though you do see a couple of the what look like the attendants. They're all wearing a kind of uniform. Some of them do float by as if their wings are actually magical.
I'll try and pull one over and go, hey, look, I'm just looking for the owners of this place right now. I've just caught a troublemaker, being a bit of a pain in the ass, and you know, making the merfolk pretty sad. So I just wanted to show them.
He kind of looks up and looks at the sky and then says, well, they'll be getting ready for the big top extravaganza, but you're looking for Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Is this the troublemaker, is it? We kick out troublemakers all the time. We can take care of this.
All right, there you go. And then I'm going to literally take him off the shoulder and boot him towards this person.
Yep.
Just disagree. It's just rude to interrupt the performance.
Yep. So the carnival attendant, one of the staff, take the Kenku, calls over a few others, and you actually see a large bugbear with a pumpkin on his head get called over to help kind of manhandle or Kenku handle her out of the park.
Cool, perfect. All right, there you go. All right, well, we know where they are now, Sorn. Do you want to go on a little ride?
Yeah, let's go.
You lead the way, bud.
And for everyone playing at home, this is what the the bugbear looks like.
I look at him and just say, "Cool hat, bro," and keep walking.
That is a very cool hat.
As he kind of sort of tips it to you slightly, and you're not sure if that's like a mark of respect or if it's the eye holes don't line up properly, so he needs to kind of do that to see who's talking.
I tip my hat to him as well and just keep walking, just like, yeah, I know that gesture.
Yeah. As you're walking towards the big top, outside, people are starting to slowly make their way in, but outside is a large tree person sort of a an Ent-esque kind of thing. Let me just find it here. Where is it?
Beard.
Yeah, so a 12-foot tall walking tree, garlanded in golden ribbons, is kind of standing outside, reaching down to the people waving at the little children that are walking into the big top. Eyes, their eyes are all wide and excited. Raining down around him are spinning sycamore tree seeds, little sort of floating seeds that slowly go to the ground. There's a couple of little kids running around trying to catch the seeds before they hit the ground. You also notice that in his boughs, in his branches, is a small squirrel that is kind of running around back and forth, and occasionally sort of reaching down and handing dandelions down to the children.
I'm going to ask if I can have a dandelion.
Ooh, who is this Sorn? I love it.
So, just a
By
bit
the way,
of-
Cait, that mug is amazing. That is brilliant.
Isn't it great?
That's so good.
My favorite.
Yeah, it's cool.
all right, so Sorn, you reach up
It looks cool.
and you ask for a dandelion from the squirrel. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
And the squirrel sort of leans down, hands it to you, and says, yes, welcome. Come on in to the extravaganza. But before you do, blow on the dandelion and make a wish.
Can I try something else first?
Try whatever you want.
Alright. I'm gonna try and use my dream powers because we're still around the Feywild, aren't we?
Sure.
I'm gonna try and use my dream powers to make the dandelion black.
Okay. Give me a just a straight up charisma check.
Okay. Oh my god, 6. Never mind.
No, if anything, the white sort of dandelion becomes more vibrant and rainbowy to match your butterfly wings. And the
I
squirrel's
look
like,
at Pauly and I blow it at him.
yeah. Now, can you write down to me what you wish for as you blow the dandelion, and can you send it to me in a private message?
I can do that.
Cool.
I would like to do that too.
All right. You get a face full of dandelion seeds, and the squirrel kind of leans down and says, "Very good, little boy. Would you like a dandelion too?"
Yes, please.
And he climbs back up into the tree, where you can't see him, and then he comes back down with another dandelion and hands it to you. He says, "Now make a big wish."
Pauly grabs it very excitedly, and he's going to try and use his wings to blow a gust of air that also makes his wind. Well, as well as blowing on it, he's gonna try and make sure it goes everywhere.
Yep. Excellent. So you blow it sort of all up into the air. It mixes with the other little sycamore seeds that are falling around, and lots of other children are kind of running around dancing, trying to clap at the little seeds in the air to kind of try and catch them. But in doing so, their poor, inarticulate hands, these children stumbling over each other, by clapping it, they're forcing air out, and the tiny seeds just get pushed away, and the children laugh and keep dancing until eventually you're kind of encouraged to go inside and find a seat. Thank you.
I sent you the message too, Dan.
Yep, perfect.
Up to you, Sorn. Do you want to go in now?
Sure.
Go for it.
Sorn's very disappointed that he couldn't make the dandelion black.
Cool. All right. Well, you head into the big top extravaganza, and you take a seat. The lights kind of go down. The lights dim, and a hush falls over the crowd. A second later, a spotlight illuminates a lithe elven figure sitting in a silver hoop, suspended above the center ring by silk ropes. The elf wears a dazzling suit of diamond pane mirrors and a pair of butterfly wings. His scepter is topped with a spinning vane, and he says, "Welcome, one and all, to this evening's extravaganza. I am Mr. Light. Prepare to be delighted." And they go into a big song and dance number with acrobats, strongmen, and various fire-breathing, juggling, and they sing about "Welcome to the Witchlight Show. Step inside our tent. Once the fun's begun, you'll wonder where all the time went. Is this your first visit? It's your lucky day. Adventure waits within, so come on in and play. Welcome to the Witchlight Show. So what brings you here? Are you hoping for some laughs, or do you crave a taste of fear? Be jolly, by golly, it's all in good fun. We've got something in here for everyone. Welcome to the Witchlight Show. I didn't get your name. Don't you tire of uninspired life, where each week feels the same? We've got monsters and mages and dreams that come true. He looks at you, Sorn. And a direct link to the realms clinging on the borders of this plane, at the limit of what your senses can perceive. Welcome to the Witchlight Show. There's no need to fret, 'cause there's more where all that came from, and you ain't seen nothing yet. Yes, it's thrilling and fulfilling when you're out on the edge. The vow to entertain is our sacred pledge. See the dancing pixies make a promise, sell your soul. Give us all the loot you've gathered while you try to fill that hole. Eat a mushroom, fly on a broom, watch the dead flowers in full bloom. Know that courting the unseelie court's a path to certain doom. And here's a winged displacer beast, do all as I say. Here's a map to there and back, and here's a scroll for Conjure Fey. It's curtain call, one last bow, come, strike up the band! And the music starts playing. People are walking along the tight ropes up above the carnival stage, and sort of a hush comes. After a few moments of bombastic flair, the figure in the diamond pane pattern is standing next to a more dour figure in a top hat who's kind of been walking around the outer rim of the stage. And they say, "The hourglass is ticking and the clock is out of sand. Come along with me to Wonderland. It's almost time. A magic, missing mirror world outside of time. Trickery's reality and chaos is sublime. Take a trip to Wonderland. Now is the time. Come along with me to Wonderland. It's almost time. A magic, missing mirror world outside of time." You know, it wasn't always like this. Not very long ago, far across the plains, we ruled in the Shadowfell, now we hold the reins. To this carnival, remarkable, the legends are true. We stayed our hands and roamed the lands, searching for you. You, impossible you. Defy the fates, Prismira waits, time to all come through. And if you stick together, who knows what you'll do. It was always our dream to see you rise as a team. Ha 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 ha. So take a trip to Wonderland. Now is the time. You're overdue in Wonderland. Now is the time. And so the lights come up and the crowd gets all excited again. And you look around, and after sort of all these displays, let's see if I can throw a picture up, actually.
Ooh.
The ringmaster calls for volunteers from the audience, and as people start putting up their hands and getting excited, you actually see Karu called out from the audience. They were actually sitting sort of across the ways from you. You didn't notice them through all the crowd and all everything that was going on. And he sort of makes his way up into the rope area, the trapeze up top of the big top. And Katie, would you like to describe Karu and what he does in this instant?
Well, from memory, he jumped. They had like those long ribbon acrobatic things, and from memory, he just launched himself from one of the trapeze platforms onto the ribbons, slid down it, almost completely stuffed it, and then recovered, and then proceeded to just like swing around. backflipping with the tentacles being used. And he actually got pretty good at it, but to begin with, he nearly stacked it.
And you also see Yama get called out from the audience. And Yama, do you want to describe to us what the big hobgoblin does once they make center stage?
So Yama was following the bugbear in the pumpkin helmet hat, and he attempting to lift some of the heavy items he was lifting during the show. I think he did pretty well.
Yeah, so the bugbear was doing quite a strongman performance with the big dumbbells, doing big lifts with one hand and things like that. Yama, I believe, struggled a little bit, but used up an audience inspiration to stick the landing. And when it looked like it was going to struggle, clean and jerk, got it at the last moment.
I'm gonna cheer the hell out of you guys and be like, yeah.
Do we hear Pauly?
I think you can't not hear Pauly.
I think Karu, like from where he's like hanging upside down and on the ribbon, he just like finds Pauly and he's just like, yeah, and he's just like tentacles like this.
Yeah. Pauly's gonna put his hand up as well. Try to get like,
yeah. I think Karu is just like pointing, like get that one. And I think Karu finds Sorn and does the same thing, even though Sorn is not asking for the attention.
Yeah,
Sorn's like shrunk down behind someone.
Yeah, no, I'm pointing you out.
So
the wings.
So the ringmaster and the fool sort of seeing this and seeing Pauly put his hands up. Now, Pauly, are you just like me, or are you like, yes, us too? Like, what's
Oh, absolutely, us too.
Excellent. So Mr. Light does a cartwheel over to you, points at the two of you with his weather vane scepter, his sort of butterfly scepter, and motions you to come up on the up into the ground level of the big top.
Done. I'm dragging Sorn out with me.
Sorn?
Yep, Sorn's following.
So the crowd's all cheering, at all these different acts and displays. Some of them, aren't quite as successful as Karu and Yama's. You have someone who tries to breathe fire but kind of swallows it a bit the wrong way and starts coughing violently. The crowd still kind of cheers, but it's more like a laughter at this poor person's misfortune. What do you do, Pauly and Sorn?
Are there rings?
Absolutely. So there's
like floating rings,
There's rings, and they seem to be hung by sort of silk things from the top of the big top, for sure.
Can we light them on fire?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, light them all on fire.
So you go over to the fire breathers, take up their one of their torches, and fly past the rings, lighting them all. Each of them just happen to be covered in kerosene, of course.
Yep.
And so they're these sort of flaming rings. They actually burn away the silk holdings, but are still floating there in the air because, of course, it's magic.
Cool. I am going to try and do like an acrobatic fly through, of each of them, like just doing like the most difficult path I possibly can.
Yep.
Through each of them, yeah.
Cool. Give me a dexterity-based performance check.
How would I do a dexterity-based performance check?
So I guess it's just your dexterity, like a plain dexterity check, and then plus your performance if you're proficient in it, I guess.
I am, yes.
Yeah. So it's probably actually even better than a normal performance check.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah. All right. I'll just roll a d20 and then add it up. Yeah.
I mean, it could just be another 20. Why would we even bother adding anything to it?
It could be over 30. Okay. Plus, it's high. It's very high.
Cool. So describe. Yeah, that's fine. That's definitely more than enough. With what I assume your pluses are.
23, 28.
Yeah. Why don't you describe to me what a 28 looks like?
I want to after lighting all of the rings, I want to soar up to the very top. Is there like a point? How like these ring tops they have like those poles that hold these up.
Yeah.
Is there like a platform near the top?
Yeah, there's especially on each end. There's there's platforms for sort of the walking across the ropes and stuff, and I think there's some trapeze platforms.
Yeah.
You know, one at each end, one in the middle, that kind of thing.
With my fire stick, I'm gonna this is just because I just think it'll look cool. I want to light Talon on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then have the stick and then twirl them like up there.
Yeah.
Drop like basically then do like a flip to stand at the very edge of the platform. And then drop both the torch and Talon and then just fall backwards with my wings open.
Yeah.
And then
both sets of wings. Yeah.
Yeah. Catch both the torch and the Talon and then do like a sword show, like a sword fighting show as I fly and, you know, like swoop in between these flaming rings.
And you get the hoped for result of as you fall, you know, after dropping the swords, you get a from the crowd, and then like you catch it and swoop up, and you're like whoa, you know, the crowd's certainly living for it. As with every swoop and turn, you alternate between, oop, was that a mistake? Oh, he's gone too high, he's gone too close. No, it was just the right amount. As you're able to duck and weave through these flaming rings, as well as you perform barrel rolls and loops, and until do you come resting down next to Sorn, or do you stay up? Do you sort of take your bow from up top, or
Definitely go. I want to like high five Karu on the way. Like I want to do like I think it'd be sick. Like, 'cause you're jumping through trapezes, correct?
I'm on the ropes, but I think I'm like just swinging around at this point.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
At one point when you're in the air, like doing a flip, I want to meet you as you're like upside down, high five you, and then keep going. And
it's
then,
like, but is it like a two-handed high five, and it's just like wing tentacles, just like.
or you know what'd be sick? It's like, or if you meet up with me and then I help you propel further.
Yeah,
So like I throw you that little bit further.
Perfect. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, like or like you didn't make it, like, you know, you're playing it up and you didn't make it, and then like I helped you just fling onto it.
Yeah. We are the true performers of this this whole thing. We're just like
While all of this is happening, Sorn's going to add to the craziness. He's going to find a nice little spot where there is some space around him. He's going to clear out some room, maybe 10, 15 feet on either side of him.
Sure.
And he's like he's going to try and be a bit more whimsical and yell, "Prepare to be amazed."
Oh.
And he's going to clap his hands. And as he claps his hands, there's a flash of lightning and he disappears.
And the crowd goes, "Ooh!"
He reappears behind the crowd. And like, no one's seen him appear behind them. He's going to walk up to someone that looks like they're truly amazed and tap them on the shoulder and be like, "Boo."
Excellent. Give me a performance check.
Performance. That is an 11. Can I guidance myself on that?
Sure. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Plus a D4. It's 13.
13. Whilst the crowd goes crazy at you disappearing, they're like, "Oh, where'd he go?" And sort of a rush goes through the crowd. There's just sort of a scorched mark on the ground of where you disappeared because of the lightning. I think that, or the thunder that kind of impacts the ground of where you disappeared
the
from.
thunder that came out was it was just like a sonic boom, and like the dust is just like spread out from where I was standing.
Yeah, you've created like a little crater of where you disappeared from. So everyone's like, "What? Oh my god!" And with a 13, unfortunately, only the person you said boo to notices you. Everyone else is still like on their feet, like cheering. The disappearing act was great, but they didn't see the prestige. No one seems to notice, except for this one kid who's like, or looking up at you, eyes wide, but no one else in the crowd seems to have noticed or cared.
So I'm gonna look at the kid. I'll wink at him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, is there like a path?
Yeah, sure.
an
Like from
open-
behind the
between
is there like
a between the seats sort of path? All right.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to ride the lightning straight down that path,
Ooh.
right back to the middle of the stage.
Excellent.
And
Give me
like
another-
as I stop, I want to like put my heel and spin, and land exactly back where I was standing.
Cool. Give me another performance check with guidance.
Alrighty, come on.
I'll tell you right now.
You're
You're trying to beat a 14.
okay, come on.
There we go.
There we go.
That's a 20.
That
Yeah, I don't
dirty
even
20.
need the guidance.
So there's a moment where the crowd starts going a bit quiet, like they're waiting for something. Like was that it? And then there's another crack of thunder as you come riding out, the electricity arcing over and reaching up and electrifying the seats themselves. So everyone is forced to jump up unwillingly, and it looks like everyone near your entrance is giving a standing ovation, whether they intended to or not, as you come to a stop. And the lightning, you step off the lightning, and it's still there as if it's like a skateboard for a moment before crackling out.
I like to imagine the people sitting in the end rows, like the end two seats. All of them, their hair is just up from the static electricity.
Yes, yeah. There's another bugbear that was just sitting there in the crowd having fun, and he's just a puffball now of all this fur just standing on end.
I'm gonna point him out and be like, "Love the volume in the fur, mate. You look great."
He pulls out a giant brush and starts trying to brush it down. Excellent. Cool. All right. Well, after the ovations, the cheering, Mr. Light calls out and says, "Thank you for joining us for the Big Top Extravaganza. Come back in just 4 hours. Before dawn, we will crown the Witchlight Monarch. Don't miss out. It could be everything your heart's desire." And then, there's sort of a smattering of applause and most people start making their way out. But Mr. Light and Mr. Witch, the two figures, they kind of motion to the four of you like, "Hey, come over here and let's have a chat."
And based on their mannerisms while they were being showy, do I think they're on? Am I sort of trusting of them, or do I think they're a bit sus?
Give me an insight check, I guess. And while you're doing that, I'll say that the Mr. Light was certainly the upbeat, free spirit. He's dressed as the Harlequin, so being outlandish and high spirited. Mr. Witch is sort of the serious, more dour. Not to say he's trampling on fun, but he goes around as a balance to Mr. Light. It seemed, he'd walk around, and as he did, people, the folk in the dance and in the extravaganza would stand up straighter, as if like, "Oh, we're on display." The sergeant is coming to inspect, and then Light would come along and untuck their shirts and pull their underwear out and things like that, or put flowers in their breast pockets and stuff. But it all seemed very staged. His demeanor is dour, but with a 12 insight, it's hard to tell whether it's all an act or whether he's just very, like, that's his normal personality, so they gave him that role. But Mr. Witch does nod to you and doffs his top hat, and sort of motions you over to sort of a back area just north of the big top, and he leads you out into a sort of a wagon area where the staff are just taking off makeup and having a cup of tea and things like that.
I think as we're walking, Karu is like to Sorn and Pauly, just like, "Oh, I'm so glad you guys caught up to us. Have you gotten any of the rides?"
Yeah, we went and saw the merfolk sing, and then some prick tried to interrupt them, so we hog-tied him and then Buddy took him to the staff. But other than that, no.
We did accompany that prick to the show, though.
We did. He said that he was causing mayhem, or like they said they were causing mayhem. She did. She said she was causing mayhem, and I mean, I'm all for that, but heckling is just the wrong kind of mayhem.
Like an odd ride, to be fair. Yeah. I mean, there's some pretty odd rides here.
I want to do more, absolutely. But
yeah, there's some good. There's some interesting ones.
What did you do? What have you guys done?
Oh man.
Katie, you're talking, but you're also muted.
Am I still muted?
Now you're good.
Yama is like profusely like, do not go on the teacup ride with the bubbles, and it is not fun.
In what sense? Because you've piqued my curiosity. Now I feel like I need to go on the teacup ride.
I also feel that Pauly should definitely go on that teacup ride. If it is as uncomfortable as you say it is, I think you should get on it.
Probably have that much fun anyway because you're often up in the air. So.
Okay, right.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think it just caught Yama off guard. Like, to be fair, it looked like it was a place to have tea, and then we ended up in a bubble being projected into the air. So
I had absolutely no control over what was happening. It was ridiculous ride.
Okay.
We did get some tea though.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
After we had to like talk in riddles for a bit, you probably would have been fine. We struggled, but we did get tea. But there was another ride where you can see like your old self, like you see into the past. That was kind of weird.
I want to do that.
That was kind
of that one. My past was a rock.
You were a rock?
Yes, for a very long time.
Huh. Interesting. There was a weird thing in that ride. We saw a girl in a pig's mask who didn't look like she was meant to be there.
She definitely wasn't wearing the wings, so I think she had definitely some evil intentions towards that man that we saw too.
Yeah, the Kenku we met said there's something dodgy going on here, but I mean, as far as I've seen so far, the only thing dodgy was her.
Did she say anything about people disappearing?
Yeah. Huh. But I mean, people disappear all the time. I mean, you guys disappeared.
I've made my fair few of people disappear, to be fair. I disappeared a minute ago. I'm back.
But we think that this girl was actually trying to take this man, this carnival goer, so...
Yeah,
maybe we should go find her.
She was trying to convince him to like undo something. Like if he just he could like go back on a mistake.
Yeah.
But it seemed like she wanted to take him away.
Yeah.
Maybe we should find her.
We came here to talk to the owners about.
Well, I think we're just about to go to that now.
Yeah. So as you stopped to have this conversation, the owners sort of kept going. But Burley, the bugbear wearing the pumpkin hat, kind of walks up to your group and says, "Follow me. Management wants to see you."
Judging quickly by the description of this pig-masked person, does anything about that stand out to Sorn?
Just trying to think. No. But give me an Arcana check.
17.
You certainly sense something. Not you don't recognize the description, and you of all people know that kind of descriptions are misleading, especially people wearing masks. Typically are trying to cover their true form. And they said that there was a girl wearing a pig mask or something. So it's hard to know. Someone who's obviously being deceptive, deceitful, probably also illusions on top of that, right? But you do get a feeling of, as they talk about trying to take them somewhere, you do get a feeling of you feel something in those dream bones of yours. With the 17, you certainly feel like a resonance when they talk about the person. but it's a bit unclear of what it means. You can certainly feel like almost like someone's hit a tuning fork in your spine.
Okay, and do I still do? I can't remember if I don't think you did. Did you send me a list of the beings that I'm looking for?
I don't think so, but I will send you. I think I wrote it down though for sure.
Yeah, because it's not in my notes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll send you a name. Cool.
Cool.
Anything else before you walk with this bugbear?
That is all for Sorn. Just quiet contemplation.
He leads you to a tangled wall of thorns just out behind the big top, and it's surrounding a cluster of wagons lit by lanterns. And he kind of waves his hand. The thorns part to form a bit of a doorway, and he leads you through the wall of thorns. Sorry,
Definitely follow.
Yep.
Definitely follow.
Cool. You see a one of the a couple of people in repose, staff members, of course, eating stew. One of them is a sort of a clown-like figure in an outlandish clown outfit, smoking a bubble pipe, with a smile painted on his face, but obviously like a pained. I'm on my break. I'm on smoko kind of look on his face.
Just like squatting there, looking at looking off into the distance with existential dread. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. And the bugbear leads you to the circle of wagons, leaning against a particularly ostentatious. He glares at you kind of as you walk past, and he leads you to sort of a more ostentatious wagon that's got its back door open, and a flamboyant elf grins from ear to ear as he welcomes you into the wagon with a theatrical bow. Please come in. It's a delight to meet you all. I am Mr. Light, and this is my associate, Mr. Witch. He gestures to the stocky elf lounging on a bunk. Mr. Witch nods at you, and his top hat's already off, but he pretends to kind of doff his hat.
I'll mimic the bow, with as much of like a flourish as I possibly can do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, Karu just goes straight in. No hesitation. He's just like, wow, thanks, and he just
climbs into the small.
As Karu goes past, this is Karu. And then I'm Pauly, and then you got the grumpy boy over there, Sorn. Him and your mate might get along.
Pleased to meet you.
And you got Yama as well.
Every single time that Pauly calls Sorn grumpy to anyone, Sorn's going to be very polite to them and just be like, "Nice to meet you." I don't know what he's talking about.
Very good.
This is the way that I can make him behave. Ooh, exciting.
You feel like a zap in the back of your brain.
Mr. Light says, well, it sounds like you're having an incredible amount of time here at the Witchlight Carnival. We're so glad you could join us. And those were some amazing performances. The mood of the carnival just, woo! He looks at you, Sorn, and says, it was electric.
You're welcome.
We only just got here, but there seems to be some people who are pretty grumpy at the same time. But this Kenku, they tried to interrupt the merfolk's performance, and then our patrons, compatriots, were saying there was also some person in a pig mask who was being a bit of a prick.
Yeah, we ran into them in the mirror, the hall of mirrors, and they didn't seem very nice.
At the moment when you say Kenku, they kind of, you definitely catch kind of a look between them, and Mr. Witch says, "I told you she was making trouble."
That's all right. We caught her. I went and hog-tied her. I'm not a big fan of hecklers, you know? And, yeah, we hog-tied her and handed it off to your bugbear mate over there.
Oh, so she's been kicked out. Well, I do breathe a sigh of relief. Thank you.
Look, it's just rude to interrupt.
All in a day's
like
work.
Yeah, she's been a bit of a disgruntled guest and troublemaker these last this current visit. And you saw someone in a pig mask, like a guest or something. That we encourage all kinds of face painting and masks and dress ups here at the Witchlight Carnival. It's really a place for all sorts.
You were saying they had no wings, right?
Yeah, they weren't wearing the wings of a guest, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like the mask was like, face painting, get a couple of flowers, have a good time. It seemed like hide my face because it was pretty weird. And she kind of seemed like she was being a bit disruptive to another guest and maybe trying to like kidnap him. I don't know, it was weird. We got a weird vibe from her, and we did lose her though, so we don't know where she is.
Well, I'm sure the staff will find them. Anyone without wings is usually checked for tickets, and if they don't have a ticket, they're kicked out. Typically, they don't try and come back, and if they do, we'll just catch them again. It's they definitely don't want to get stuck here when the carnival leaves. It may be a long time since we're back in your plane. Are you all from this plane? Kind of looks at you, this motley crew.
Yeah, I guess we are. I mean, look, you got a pretty impressive, setup here. I'm loving it already. You carnies are basically land pirates, so birds to the feather, I guess.
Sorn will just point to the ground and be like, "I'm from there."
He says, Mr. Witch says, sort of pulls out his pocket watch, kind of checks it, puts it away, says, we kind of try to come back to each place every 8 years. It kind of keeps us on a nice rotation. No, a rolling carnival gathers no moss kind of thing.
Oh, I get you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're all enjoying the park. You've been on the rides. What's your favorite so far? Light says.
I've not been on any rides yet. Like I said,
my favorite one was kicking out that Kenku. But I don't think we've been on any rides yet. Sorry, Pauly, take it away.
Oh, that's it. You're right. You said what I wanted to say.
Someone's being so polite. What is happening?
She's
I don't know. Well, I think he knocked his head when he fell that time.
Pauly gets slapped in the back of the head with a mage hand.
Just don't knock his head again. I like him like this.
I don't know. It's freaking me out.
The light says, well, yes, she was causing some headaches for my companion here, so I do, as I said, I thank you for that. It puts us at ease. She's, her patron, Desire, dwells in the domain of Prismere, and she thought maybe we'd been in contact with them, but, we did, it's not our concern. So we were just trying to leave her to do her business, but she was causing a bit of a mischief, and Witch wanted to deal with it. But I thought, no, she'll grow tired of it. She'll leave, and it took care of itself even better.
Desire, you say?
Look, is there a ride you suggest we should go
on? Light looks at Sorn and says, "Yes, Desire. The thing everyone has."
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at you, Pauly, and says, "Well, you desire a good ride. Well, perhaps we can recommend one. The snail riding is quite good, but for someone winged like yourself, perhaps it's a little bit fast-paced. Perhaps the gondola swans, if you don't mind riding on another bird. But though it is a watery treat. Of course, the stalls. There's plenty of food, some competitions. You have a chance at winning prizes, and
prizes.
Yeah. Karu and I have prizes from the little mini games.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Games, prizes, games.
Or
While
if
this
you're-
is happening
I-
as well.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Sorn's gonna, like, as he said, desire, you say. He's gonna think to himself, like, in Sorn's mind, they're talking about desire as a being, not as an idea.
Mhm.
So he's going to do, like, a deep bow. He's gonna be like, you've given me something to think about. He's just gonna walk out of the room.
Okay, just walk away from the
Walk away from the conversation.
Yeah.
He's walking back towards the last place that we saw the Kinku.
Okay. You're walking. So you have to. You walk up to the thorn wall, and then after a few moments, you see the clown. It's like look around, realize that no one else is gonna do it, and like sighs deeply, walks over to the thorn wall, opens it up for you to walk out.
I just
And like you walk past, and he's just like, have a witchy time.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. And then I look back at Pauly, and Pauly just hears in his mind, "Stupid bird." Just keep walking.
All right, I'll let him go. Well, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you guys. Like I said, you got a great setup here. Loving to see it. And I reckon we'll try out some of your games before all this ends. How many hours we got left?
4 hours until we crown the Witchlight Monarch. It could.
How do I become the Witchlight Monarch?
Well, of course, it's we couldn't be giving it away of how we choose the monarch. It's a bit of it is a competition. But if we gave away the rules, that would be cheating.
Karu, we should make you the Witchlight Monarch.
Oh, hands down. Even if I don't officially get the title, we all know that I really am.
Look, it's one of those things, Like, it's bullshit if you don't get it. I get it.
Yeah, I know what I am.
I get it.
Hey, Mr. Light and Mr. Witch, why did you want to meet us? What was the point of this meeting?
Oh, excellent. Well, we just wanted to give you the opportunity to say thanks for putting on an incredible show, and just say how we're going to be leaving this plane after a couple of nights, and we're always looking for new people who want to join, take the traveling act on the road, especially people with sort of nothing to do in their current plane, don't want to go home. The life on the great cosmic plane shuffle, as it were. You've certainly impressed us with those acts, and we could use acts like that.
Okay, so it's just potential like job offerings. That's all. It just seemed weird to like invite us back to your caravan, and I don't know what setup you guys have got going on here.
Look, sometimes getting invited back to a caravan can be some of the most fun you'll ever have. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of this.
When a pretty painted man says, "Come back to my caravan," I'm always for it.
Yeah, Kara's like looking between the two of them. He's like, I don't know where this could have gone. That's why I was just asking. You just got to keep your mind open.
Absolutely. See, Kari, there's a reason I know I like her. Okay.
Yeah,
you're up for it. You're up for it. Those tentacles could be useful in a caravan.
Yeah. They're just wiggling. Like,
How is Yama taking this openly sexual conversation?
Stoically. It's a very repressed kind of culture. And yes, he's just very you guys are both very outspoken and colourful, and yes, he's just absorbing. This is all new to him.
Yama, do you have any erection tea? Like anything that gets it going, like horny goatweed tea?
Asking this in front of the carnival people, just like now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my father told me of a tea, just if you were ever having any issues in that department that might be helpful. It is something that can just be foraged fairly commonly, at least where I'm from.
Okay, well, good, because, I mean, I'll be honest, too. Sometimes the rooster doesn't crow like it used to.
Well, if you've this Mr. Light sort of smiles and says, "Well, perhaps the Witchlight Carnival, where all your dreams can come true. Perhaps that'll get fixed for you. We sometimes see small miracles occur every day here, but don't get too carried away. If it doesn't go down after 8 hours, perhaps consult a Fey Lord."
I've seen that infomercial before. That's why I don't take Fey medicine, okay? It's therapeutics for me. Thank you very much. And the cheeky, greater healing potion every now and then. Well, gentlemen, it was a pleasure to meet you. I believe we should go and enjoy your amazing carnival. Thank you for the job offer. Right now, as much as sailing the plains would be sick, we are sailing the seas. I'm not going to speak for my compatriots here, but that is my mission and plan.
Well, the carnival is poorer without you, but we shall have to struggle on with our meager performances.
No, your performances are amazing.
You are just always welcome back.
Look, you don't want to be too good. If we were to stay, it would just be too good. You'd never be able to top it. Your careers would be done because you're like, oh, we've peaked.
And he says, well, in perhaps 8 years, you can come back for the third time. And as they say, third time pays for all.
Third time?
Third time?
You've all been here before.
No.
I
can't say I remember that I have.
Well, I do not remember a face. I mean, yours looked a little bit different, he says to Karu. You were all quite young. I'm sure I've seen you all before.
I mean, I went to a carnival when I was younger. And then this happened. And then I'm going to, take my hat off. And then, and then my feathers started falling out. Now I got this. This bald patch, just right where his hat is. Just there's no feathers there.
And Mr. Witch says, alas, things do get lost here.
Wait, can I find my hair here?
Well, forces are at work on the other side.
My feathers, sorry.
that are entirely beyond our control. The wheel of time turns ever on. What's lost is lost, what's gone is gone, but perhaps things can turn up again.
I need to find my feathers.
I don't think I've lost anything.
Pauly is adamant on this one.
Well, if you can find where all lost things go, perhaps you'll find your feathers there. But we do have a lost and found, but I don't recall them handing in any feathers over the last 30 years or so. Not of your exquisite description.
I really like you. I do. Look, if you ever want to invite me to your caravan, I'm all for it.
Well, we'll be back in 8 years. Don't be a stranger.
Oh, I definitely won't be. And then Pauly will turn around and walk away.
Yeah, Karu does one last sultry wink and then he leaves as well.
We're gonna bang the owners of the carnival.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think maybe Karu catches up to Paul. He's like, "Do you think those two are a thing? Do you think they're together?"
They weren't going for it. I mean, look, it'd be a great way to spend the next 4 hours, but they didn't offer anything,
Yeah, look, I really gotta lift our game. We try.
These carnies can be a tease.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that. Anyway,
I know, I'm all for it.
Yama, you coming?
We cut over to Sorn. Where's Sorn going after he made his way out of the main big top?
Alright, Sorn is going to make his way back towards the Calliope, on the around where we last saw the Kenku.
Yep.
Like where I'd assume the Kenku would be getting thrown out.
Well, probably sort of the Kenku got thrown out before the Big Top extravaganza, so that would probably be over near the entrance. You would assume.
Okay.
Over near the ticket
booth. Towards the ticket booth. And is there where it says lost property? Is there a big sign that says lost property?
Yeah, there's sort of a wagon that that has a big lost property sign above it.
I'm gonna just think like if I don't see the Kenku over near the ticketing booth, like just outside, I'll walk to the ticketing booth and just be like, "Are there pass outs here? Like, if I go out, can I come back in?"
What?
He hears. I'll repeat myself, but in his brain.
Yeah. He says, "All right. You don't need to shout. Yes, as long as you've got your ticket, you can come and go. As long as you've still got at least one punch left on your ticket, you're good to go. Yeah, you can keep those. You can keep those beautiful wings, my young man."
Okay. Well, I will. I'll just duck my head outside and just look for this
Cool.
Kenku.
Give me a perception check.
Perception.
I'll tell you now. Oh, actually, no, I won't tell you what you're
With guidance, please.
Sure.
Yeah, never mind. Even with guidance,
there is no
not
sign
good.
of her, but you also know that she could change how she looked. So
I will just walk my way to the lost and found.
cool.
Do we see him as we come out of the...
I think, I think so. By the time he's come back in and stopped looking, you kind of catch him in the main thoroughfare in front of the Big Top on his way to the lost property.
I mean, do you want to go after your surly boyfriend, or do you want to go for a ride, Pauly?
I mean, look, the silly boyfriend can do his own thing, all right? And he's decided to walk off on us, so bugger him. I am all for going some mini games, but I want to go check out this lost and found at some point too.
Well, I mean, Sorn is heading that way, so we could probably just... I mean, we don't have to talk to him. We can just be there, if that's what you want.
I guess we'll go to the lost and found first then, so we all stick together.
Yeah. Or else you'll have to go to the lost and found to find Sorn.
To find Sorn. Hello, I'm looking for my son. He's 6'4", always frowning.
Sorn, as soon as he gets to the lost and found, he's like, "I'm looking for someone that got thrown out. They're lost. I'm trying to find them." It's like Sorn has no idea what a lost and found is at all. Well, he's never, in his mind, he's never been to a carnival before. It's just like, this is where you go to find people and things.
So as you approach, it's a very familiar scene to Karu and Yama, but I'll describe it again for Sorn and Pauly. You see a creature here that was in the extravaganza, but is now sitting next to the lost and found. It is a large feline creature with midnight blue fur, and it has a pair of tentacles extending from its shoulders, and it wears fake butterfly wings. Hanging from its collar is a small wooden keg. The creature roughhouses it doesn't roughhouse it. It's playing with a young girl, and it kind of looks up over at you and sees Karu and Yama, and it kind of gives a bit of a Cheshire grin, as much as a displacer beast can.
Awesome.
And
That's
says,
awesome.
"Karu, Yama, did you enjoy the show?"
Yeah, what was his name again?
Dulaground.
Dulaground. Dula! Hey! Want you to meet our friends? And Karu just introduces him to Pauly and Sorn.
Hey, man! You are awesome.
Pleasure. Any friend of Karu's is a friend of mine. This is Aelwyn. These is Karu and Yama. I'm just looking after her while her mother visits the little girl's room.
You haven't lost any more kids in the meantime, Dula?
Luckily, no. The boys you helped me look after have gone back to their parents, and full of sugar by now, if I'm any judge.
Cool.
Well, hi there, mate. My name's Pauly. Grumpy boy over there, Sorn. That's just how I'm gonna have to introduce you at all times, Sorn. And hello there, Aluin.
Someone's gonna cut everyone off and be like, "Oh man, you are cool as hell. You wanna come with us? You look really cool. Do you want to be friends for life? Like, you come with us. I like you more than I like him. Like, you're cool as shit."
I bet Sorn's happy he's not wearing a Displacer Beast cloak now. Hey.
Very.
Wow.
Aluin looks up at you, Pauly, and she points up and is like, "Whoa, you've got wings too. I've got wings." And she kind of points to the little butterfly wings on her back.
Your wings are way cooler than mine. You want to trade?
She says, "No." And and she like moves around behind the Displacer Beast, and she's like, "These are my wings."
Okay, well, your
Mine are
wings look
pretty.
really... Your wings are very pretty. I understand.
Someone's just gonna like look at Paul and be like, "I understand you don't like my aesthetic, but you got to get what you're given sometimes, bud."
Oh, I wasn't talking about those wings. I was just,
Yeah, well, too bad.
So she's kind of like not hiding, but like she's kind of behind the Displacer Beast, chilling, peering at each of you in a little bit of wonder. But she's seen so many wonderful things today. Perhaps she's a little bit overloaded with stimulation.
Cool.
Well, so this
question.
is lost in... Sorry.
Sorry. Dula, we met the owners of the place, Witch and Light, or Light and Witch, whatever, and they said that we had like maybe lost something. Would you know if you had something of ours here?
She looks at you and says, "Yes, but not here. I can see you have, well, some of you have lost something. I'm afraid we don't have it here. That's unfortunate."
You don't have it here, but you know about it?
Well, I've been working the lost and found for some time. I can tell when someone's lost something here. And I'm sorry, but the three of you seem to have lost something. You're incomplete.
Three? Are there not four of us?
Do you know where we can find it?
No. Give me 1 second. Dial it back. Are there not four of us in this group? Am I invisible to you guys? What's going on?
She looks at you, Sorn, and says, "You've not lost a thing here."
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
I don't think you've been here before.
I would think I would remember, but up until very recently, I was encased in stone. So, yeah.
She gives you sort of a bit of a gentle sniff, and she says, "Yes, no, I don't think I've smelled that here before."
It's so weird to think that we've all been here before, but I don't remember it.
I remember going to a carnival. That's really about it, though.
I remember a carnival. I mean, I don't remember a lot of things. I should be honest there. But I feel like I would have remembered this place.
Well, if you know that the things aren't here, would you know where our lost stuff is?
Unfortunately, sometimes things do go missing and don't return. It's a bit of a sore spot, actually.
Seemed like a sore spot for the owners. They seemed a bit like, oh yeah, happens.
Yeah, look, they're good people, but bad things have been happening at the carnival for a while. People and things have been going missing. I think they know more than they're telling, but I think their hands are tied somehow. You're the first people I've seen in a while who have been actively trying to do good and make things right. Look, Witch and Light are good guys, but you probably need some kind of leverage over them if you really want them to spill the beans.
Okay.
Have you seen any dreams or nightmares here? Like, I'm just going to come out and say it.
We don't really deal in dreams. We deal in desires.
Where can I speak to Desire? Because I'm assuming Desire is a being when it comes to this place. I'm not an ideal.
Well, they reign over the realm of Prismea. It is close to here, but also infinitely far away at the same time. Where do all desires come from?
How do I get to Prismea? I've just come from the dreaming, so...
Well, I think if anyone could tell you how to get there, it would probably be Mr. Light and Mr. Witch. They must know a way to contact their patron.
Okay. I'll look at the group and be like, kind of want to get to the bottom of this one, but I'll do what you want to do first.
I mean, I want to play some games, and I want to go on some rides. I mean, we're at the carnival, and I mean, I'm absolutely happy to help these people out, but I want to do it while having fun.
Yeah, you can win some cool prizes, and Karu gets the glove puppet that's in the shape of the wizard and just like holds it up, and he's like, "See, look at this guy, how cool he is."
Yeah, fuck Desire. I desire that.
Actually, Pauly, I don't know. You might kind of like this. He's not just a puppet. He does like if you, and I'm not going to do it, but like if you like use him, he can cast like minor illusion. You can make like a little minor illusion with him.
Is amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, my good man. But I want to go play some games.
Durala kind of nods and goes back to kind of sitting with the little girl. Who I think as you're having this conversation, you know, maybe a mother walks up and she kind of goes, "I want to ride on the mine carts," and she's like, "No, you're too young for the mine carts. We'll go into the bubble ride. Doesn't that sound fun? Or you know what? We can ride on the what? Do you want to ride on the Pegasus? Yeah, let's go ride the Pegasus. Let's go." And kind of trundles her off into another part of the carnival.
Well, this is happening as well. Like as we're about to walk away.
Sure.
Could I see any objects in the Lost and Found, or are they all sort of just like hidden away?
There's a couple of things you see. There's sort of a basket out the front that seems to have, perhaps items that have been placed there from today, kind of thing. Like, I'm just trying to find my notes of what you might see in there. Sorry, I've lost my place.
Sorn's just looking for a coat that may look like it is imbued with the power of illusion.
No, unfortunately, you don't see any fancy cloaks. There's a lot of, like, weirdly, there's like one shoe. You see a small little, like a little collar with like a little star tag on it. A couple of different sort of tattered pairs of the butterfly wings. A small flute. A half deflated balloon. Nothing super interesting though.
Can I also, like, just while I'm walking away, inspect my wings a little bit? I want to see if I can make them into anything cool eventually.
Sure. Well, what do you want to turn them into, and how would you like to do it?
I want to give them the power of illusion. It was something you and I spoke about a little while ago. Something that Caden has. an object that Caden has that I want to somehow get
You just want to
another one for this character.
just want to pull out of your ass right here in the middle of an adventure.
No. I'm just looking for, it was a homebrew item that we came up with. I wanna
Sure.
see if I can get that item for Sorn, because it's right up his alleyway.
Potentially. I mean, it exists in the universe. Do you have it on you now? No.
No, I do not.
If you
I'm
murder
looking for a way to
Caden and
create.
steal it from him, you would have one.
Well, maybe we're going to have a crossover soon where I go and kill my own character.
And then have a lot of therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, you're stuck with the rainbow wings for now, I'm afraid.
Damn.
I think Karu points out where the games that him and Yama did the other day. Oh my god, your cat just bolted up that thing.
Oh, I know.
Distracted me.
Yeah. Loves the cat tower.
My god. But I think Karu will be pointing out to Pauly, like, oh, this is what Yama did. Yama did a strength test over there. There's this thing over here. He's basically just leading.
It was
And Paul-
in
Like someone who's been to that country before, you're like, oh yeah, here's this. I think that's what kind of Pauly did at the last port you'd been at, where
Yeah.
it's like,
Pauly-
here's
Pauly
the
is following-
brothels, here's the music
Yeah.
spot, yeah.
Yeah, Pauly is following like wide-eyed and like looking everywhere they're pointing, like ooh, ah.
So there are
What do we see?
several small stalls, each of them run by one of the staff here. Some of them selling sweets and snacks and drinks and stuff. For one ticket punch, you can get sort of a snack served on a large flower petal and you get a beverage with it. Some of the options are blue frosted cupcakes, candied apples on a stick, Euphoria cookies, evening berry wine, fairy bell nectar, pixie tarts, sugar glazed button mushrooms, and tree sap lollipops. There are also carnival games such as the Almirage ring toss, the Catch the Dragon by the Tail, the Gnome Poetry Contest, Goblin Wrestling, Guess the Number of Feathers, and Outstare the Cyclops. Each of those, to take an attempt at those games also costs at one ticket punch, and you have 8 spots on your ticket. And I'm hoping you're all keeping track of your own tickets, because I am not.
I would like to count the feathers.
Okay.
I would like to munch on a Euphoria cookie.
Yeah.
And wait, what were the first ones again? The first two?
Blue frosted cupcakes? Or do you mean
No.
the games?
The games.
The Almirage ring toss is...
Ring toss, that's the one.
You see a small sort of wooden hare, like a rabbit.
I did this one.
That has sort of like a unicorn horn on its head, and people are throwing rings. Over
Amazing. Yes, please. I want to do that.
Yeah,
and
I
to
think
count the feathers.
I'd say Karu did the ring toss, so he's like, oh yeah, it's all in the wrist, man. Like, you just really got to loosen up, you got
All
it.
in the hips.
You just gotta go.
All in the hips.
It's
You
like-
gotta brace yourself.
It's not even all in the wrist. It's all in the cephalopod. You've got to just like flick the. It's got to flick
Yeah.
the tentacle.
He's demonstrating it with the tentacle, like it's all in the wrist, and Pauly's like, that's not a wrist. But at the same time, wings don't have wrists, so you're like, yeah,
true.
that's fine, yeah.
Yeah, Pauly's the master of a wristy, so it's okay.
I am. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good for a wristy.
So yeah, as you approach, the attendant says, "The Almirage is no mirage. Adorn its horn with 2 or 3 rings to win a prize." So if you're gonna get your ticket punched, you're gonna give it a go.
Yes, please.
All right. So you get the Euphoria cookie and a beverage. You're sort of munching that down as you go around. That's one ticket punch. The second one is the ring toss. Now, here's how this is going to work. You're going to toss a ring, so you're going to make a straight-up dex check.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you need to hit 17 to succeed. And you get
wow.
3 attempts. 2 successful attempts will earn you a roll on the Carnival Prizes table. 3 successes earns you 2 rolls.
Okay.
Just
And
so
I
you
only
know,
get 3
Paul.
tries.
Yeah, and just so you know, Pauly, Kara's like flexes. He's like, Pauly's like, I got 3, just so you know. No pressure.
Ooh. All right. First roll. 26.
Yep. So
Amazing.
the ring goes over the Almirage and loops around a bit and then just drops. And the ring kind of puffs with purple magical smoke.
All right, next one. Bam, 21.
Again, you flick the ring. It goes around the edge, and then slowly hula hoops down the hair.
Karu is your loudest cheer squad at this point.
All right. I want to do this next one with disadvantage by closing my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, getting cocky.
I'm going to guidance him.
Ah. So disadvantage and a plus D4.
Okay, so wait, guidance I can get +4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Right,
have to
so
get
I
a
need
4 to succeed, yeah.
That's it, yeah. Oh
Oh.
no!
It hits the ring. Well, the ring goes around the unicorn horn and is sort of circling the basin for a little bit too long, and then falls off on the other side. The wooden almirage winks at you, but then goes back to being inanimate. The attendant says, "We have a winner!" And Pauly, I'll get you to roll a. Where is it here? Roll a D8 for me, please.
D8. 4. That is the fucking 4.
So he hands you a bottle of Witchlight wine.
Ooh.
Box
Of Witchlight wine, okay.
Yep.
So,
So not a box of wine, a bottle of wine.
Ah, okay.
We're fancy.
We didn't get a
We're
goon.
fancy.
We didn't get the goon. God damn it.
When you uncork it, it plays the Calliope music, the theme song of the carnival, and it will play that until the bottle is empty, or until like you put the cork back in. But
I love it. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. It is added to the list.
You wanted to do the count the feathers as
I
well.
do, yeah.
Maybe
before-
your feathers are in there.
I was going to say, before we get too carried away on the things you want to do, Sorn, did you want to do any of these stalls catch your eye?
Do any of them look to have a strange energy about them?
I mean, this entire place has a strange energy about it. It's called happiness.
No, he's not worried about that. Doesn't need none of that nonsense.
That's fine. Cool. All right. So you're heading to the guess the
Count the feathers, yeah.
count the feathers. All right. Do we have...
I will say that like Karu maybe like hangs back and like just like walks in step with Yama, and he's like, "Do you want to do anything else?" I feel like we've got like 3 more stamps left each.
I think we have 4 still left.
So from memory, you had the bubble pot,
We did the bubble, the mirrors,
the mine,
fucking-
and
the
a stall.
mine.
So you've had 4.
But does the big top count as one?
No, the big top's free for a run.
Oh, we have 4. Oh shit, we should do some more stuff, Yama.
Yeah, we should. I'm definitely up for 2 games.
Yes, excellent.
So you head to the guess the number of feathers.
Also, terribly sorry to interrupt.
Sure.
Did we have time? Did we get a long rest in before this all happened?
No. I would say
Just have been wandering around at half health.
yeah, you had a short rest before you came in here.
Okay.
And I'd probably
Mark
argue that the Big Top Extravaganza itself was probably a short rest, though you did use spells at the end of it. So
yes.
you got a short rest before you used those spells, if that can work for you. So you can certainly spend hit dice, but those spells are used after the short rest.
I am going to spend my hit dice though.
Cool.
I'm definitely going to spend some hit dice.
As you walk up to, there's a cage that has a where is this? I guess the feathers.
Right, what the hell? I need to roll. 3 6
you-
plus 2.
you hear one of the staff. You get closer as they're saying, "Birds of a feather? How about feathers of a bird? Step right up and guess how many feathers festoon this fiendish fowl." And there is a cockatrice in a sort of a cage. And let me show you what that looks like.
Oh, okay.
Now, there's certainly sort of a basic way to do this, but obviously if you have a game plan that is different from just making an intelligent guess, then I'm also open to hearing it. But you think this would be a very tough intelligence check to kind of look and think about how many feathers this cockatrice would have.
Right, okay.
I thought it was going to be like in a jar, like when they put lollies in jars and you guess like the jelly beans. I wasn't expecting to like be looking at a bird. That seems hard.
Yeah. You will get 3 attempts as well. But no, it's not a count the jelly beans. It's actually on the cockatrice, and it is moving around, so it is difficult to like. Well, I mean, feathers are hard to count anyway, Pauly.
Right,
I don't know if you've counted your own feathers.
Yeah, no. I want to. Okay, I think I know. I know what I want to do. All right. I want to do a bird mating dance. Like those birds that like put their feathers up like this and then do like a little dance. I'm gonna do one of that to the cockatrice and try and win this cockatrice over so it stands still.
Okay. Give me a performance check. And we'll say that you have to beat a 15.
Yeah, 23.
So you start doing this. Do you want to describe to me this Aarakocra mating dance?
So he's going to like put his arms up like this and then start doing one of these ones. And then what's going to happen is as he does that, his feathers, like his wings are going to come up behind. And then do like a slow movement like that, and we're basically trying to hypnotize the bird in like the cockatrice into thinking that I am way cooler than I actually am. So the whole time he's doing that, and his wings are doing like a windmill motion, while he's also bobbing up and down, like going like.
So while you're doing that, the cockatrice, you definitely get its attention, and it starts feathering up its crest of feathers as well, as if being challenged, and starts puffing itself out. So each feather is kind of standing on end. It's trying to look as big as it can. I will give you advantage on your attempts to make any kind of check here. Now, by default, it is an intelligence check, but if you can convince me of another way you're doing it, I will allow it.
I don't know how you could swing a dexterous check against this, though, to be fair.
I could try and pluck the feathers.
Yeah.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
You're like, how can I do a dex check? How can I get my +9 on this check?
Yeah. Look, let's just go for that. It'll be fine. All right, first one.
So first one with advantage. So you'll get
20.
Oh, then there you go. That's all you need. Yeah, you're able to guess, or an educated guess, and you get it on the first try. This means you get 2 rolls on the prize table.
Hell yeah!
Can I get 2 separate D8 rolls, please?
No worries. Two and 7.
Okay. So you get given a wooden wand with 8 charges. As an action, you can expend one of the wand's charges to cast the Prestidigitation cantrip, and that wand cannot be recharged. So I'll put that in the chat there. And 7, you also get given a cuddly toy spider. As an action, you can stroke the spider to gain the benefit of spider climb for 1 hour. Once used, the toy turns into a real spider and crawls away.
I'm going to go and then throw that to Karu.
And then Karu like looks at Yama, because I think Yama won one of these, and he just kind of like holding them. He's like, "Yeah, I got one too."
I think Yama just takes his out and like cheerses him with his
Yeah.
Pauly doesn't like spiders. They're scary. That's because
Well,
Tim doesn't like spiders, and he thinks they're scary.
Yeah.
Same as Sorn.
If the
One thing we can
stalls-
agree on.
If the stalls aren't appealing to you, Sorn, you see, there's a lot of these contests and so on, little prizes. There is also a little face painting. There's a queue for some face painting. There's a lot of kids getting their faces painted.
Is
one-
there anyone with that does what's the word?
fortune telling.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Ooh, yeah.
Is there a fortune teller anywhere?
There is something similar. It's over in a sort of a different. It's actually over near the maze, the mirror maze. There's sort of like a little, like a glass case with what looks like a crone inside. Sort of a definitely not like a real person though. It seems to be sort of like a puppet of some kind or some kind of wooden thing.
I'm going to walk over to it and say, "You there, automaton."
At the top of the cabinet, the sign reads Tasha the Wizard. And as you approach, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh dear God. Yep. So that's a flat 9.
As you approach and you say, what did you say? Sorry.
You there, automaton.
Halfway through automaton, you burst out laughing and collapse to the floor, laughing, unable to move, and you're just laughing hysterically to yourself.
Okay.
Give me an Arcana check.
14.
You are under the effect of Tasha's hideous laughter.
Do I, as that happens, like, is there anything do I notice it being cast on me?
Yeah, so it's like an effect from the,
so it's not like the thing is casting it on me, it's just
It's more like a trap, I guess. Like it's not there's no verbal components or anything like that. It's kind of, you've triggered something by coming close.
Yeah, alright, so I can't counterspell it.
Unfortunately.
We're all just standing away from you, just watching you laugh. Like, huh.
Yeah.
I think actually Karu like leans to Yama, is like, that's probably why that chick laughed at the guy when he proposed. I wonder if he did it here. And she just started laughing as well. I wonder if we get closer to Sorn, will we start laughing?
That's a really good point. I wish we did.
How long until I can try and break out of the effect of hideous laughter?
It wears off after sort of 6 seconds.
Okay, cool. I stand up and just brush myself off. I'm like, this place is great. But like, you can see in Sorn's eyes, he is furious.
Look, and that didn't even cost you a ticket punch. Free ride.
Hey Sorn, you should go ride that the Mines of Mayhem or whatever it was called. You guys should ride that. You and Pauly should definitely ride that ride. It was so much fun.
Because we went there looking for a mystery.
Can I insight that, please?
Yeah, please.
Do you want to give me a deception check, please, Katie, against
it's a 10 anyway.
Insight?
Yeah, but I don't think I particularly... I'm -1 on deception.
Oh, hell yeah.
Please, Katie, explain Karu's real feelings.
There's a slight glint of fear in his eyes when he was saying that.
I'll just like, Sorn will just like, I don't know if it's for me, but like, I feel like Pauly would really love it.
I'm up for it. Let's go.
All right, enjoy, Pauly.
Come on, Karu, we're going again. And I'm going to try and link arms with Karu and drag you over there with me.
My God, can I resist this, please, or attempt to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make Pauly force you to come. You will. I think maybe Karu is literally frozen in place, unable to approach the mystery mine.
Yeah, like heels
Okay.
are like dug in the dirt, and he's just like,
All right.
no.
Okay,
no,
fine.
no.
I'll go myself then, and I'll go in.
You should take Sorn.
It's not going.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Okay, now I feel bad.
I don't mind. I'll have fun.
You're about to mind.
All right, so Pauly, you approach, propelled by magic. Mine carts laden with fairgoers trundle into an opening carved like a dragon's mouth. The carts reappear moments later on the far side of the attraction, with the passengers expressing a mixture of bewilderment, fear, and excitement. Near the entrance, a male dwarf dressed like a wizard shouts, "Unlock the mysteries of your mind! In the mystery mine!" He has bushy eyebrows, wears a pointy hat like a wizard, and holds a large clockwork contraption shaped like a giant eye.
At the sight of this, Sorn will be like, you know what? I'll bite. This looks like it'll be a hoot. Let's go. He'll just follow Pauly up.
Can I get each of you to message me privately your character's worst fear?
Oh, dear fucking God.
You know mine anyway.
Yeah, can you... Oh, I know many things Pauly is afraid of, but his worst fear...
There you go. I sent
Thank
it.
Karu and Yama just go and sit. You know where there's like always a wait bay for like parents who put their kids on rides. They're like, we've just gone and we just sat over there. Maybe we went and got toffee apples and we're just like...
You're standing near that bit where they print out the photos?
Yeah. And we're just like looking at all the photos. We're like, check that one out.
Everyone's
Fuck,
super terrified. Yeah.
Yeah. and like Karu's being brave, like, look at that guy. But he's also like,
Oh, man. What am I afraid of?
What is
like
the-
an endeavor to cheer up Karu, would actually like to go do the Goblin Wrestling.
Okay.
He's like full just like nudging Karu, like, hey, let's like watch me go wrestle some goblins. I'll cheer you up. And he's like whole like posturing and
that sounds amazing. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
I would love to see this as well.
Yeah, so we'll do this one first, and then you can obviously head over to one of the Goblin Wrestling areas. So each minecart, like the ride itself, you and Sorn sitting next to each other. Do you go for like the front cart, the middle, or the rear?
Front's always the best choice.
I will go for whichever.
Well, you can sit next to Pauly. There's sort of like two per
I'll do
car.
that.
Eight people total in the 4 cars.
I'm going to try and hold Sorn's hand.
Yeah. You climb into
Going to electrify my hand.
Shocking grasp.
so the little bar comes down, and then the everyone gets in. The bar comes down, and there's the chung 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 chung, and you're going forward on the rail. It's all quite even, and you start heading towards this dragon mouth opening. And as you can see, as you get a little bit closer and a little bit closer, or as you go into the mouth itself, the ride plunges down into the darkness. Where is this? We got Pauly and so on. I assume Katie, you and Cait can't see anything right now, but look, you're not there, you know?
Yeah. No, we're just chilling. We're fine.
That's right. But you can watch it on the stream. Oh my god.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so you're plunging down into the darkness, tumbling down. You can feel sort of your stomach, drop out through your spine as you're hurtling down. There's kind of like a bit of a whoa, until all of a sudden, you feel sort of you rise back up, and you seem to be climbing some sort of mountain. Over the lip of the mountain, you can now see sort of a wide open plain. You can't see any tracks, but you can kind of still feel them beneath you, the chug 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 chug, as you come up, and you can kind of see over the horizon. There are two storm giants crackling with lightning energy, throwing lightning bolts at each other. And as you come up over the crest of the mountain, these two figures ponderously look towards you and reach out and start grabbing towards the minecart. Pauly, can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
These always go well. 5.
Cool. I was meant to give you disadvantage. It's not going to matter now. So keep track of how many failures you end up having, by the way.
Am I going to go insane?
Yeah, this ain't gonna go well at all, Pauly.
The giants reach down, grab the minecart, rip it off its tracks, and hold it up to look at you in the eye. These creatures are huge, bigger than any giants you've seen before. You've only heard about them. Their eyes are as big as pirate ships as they kind of hold you up closer. Everyone in the minecart is kind of screaming. Sorn, I need a wisdom saving throw from you too.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, you are both absolutely convinced that you are being lifted up by these giants, and one opens the one holding you opens its mouth as if to swallow you whole, and just pours the minecart into its gullet, and you are swallowed by the giant, and head down further into the darkness. The minecart comes to a stop. And it seems to be making noises like jun, 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 like it can't get started, like the magic's not kicking in.
Mm.
You hear the skittering of feet. Many-legged feet. Red eyes in the darkness begin to open. And in the gloom, you can see elven figures looking down at you, standing weirdly tall around the minecart.
Sorn knows exactly what this is, and he is shitting himself.
And as the gloom recedes, as your eyes adjust to the dark, you see they have bulbous thoraxes, bellies with 4 legs on either side, bristling with hair like a spider. These creatures have the body of a drow, but the torso of a drow, but the legs and body of a spider, and they look.
Ew! Didn't we fight one of these?
They look like this.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm. But there are many of them now.
Oh,
Kinda
God.
And just for reference, the other thing you saw was that.
I mean, like, dope, but also horrifying for Pauly.
Sorn just saw like giants, like storm giants, and was like, "I know those guys. Like,
Yeah,
seen them before."
but you also, were somewhat
Freaked
scared
out a
by
bit.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Still freaked out a bit because
they
he's like,
are-
"Oh god, Talos doesn't like me right now."
the personification of the storm. So I need you both to make wisdom saves. Sorn, yours is at disadvantage.
Yep, I can do that. Good night.
Oh no.
Oh.
All right, that's some more failures. Thanks, team.
Mhm.
I love that for you.
Wisdom saves are good for me.
Oh, I
I mean, mine's a critical failure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. So you the cart only just at the last second as these driders start moving towards you, it sort of pulls at the last second and lunges forward. You hear screams from within the minecart. What do Pauly and Sorn kind of do when they're undergoing pants shitting terror? Is it kind of like a flight or fight response? Like, what's the holding each other's hand very tightly? What's going on?
I think Pauly's was screaming as loud as he possibly could, and then now he would have stopped, but like he's kind of frozen in the same moment of like that. So he's just like but like nothing's coming out.
Yeah. And Sorn?
Sorn will, at the sight of the Drider, he will just, without even realizing that he has done it, just cast darkness. Like,
Yeah.
just disappear. Go away. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, what's worse is that your magic doesn't seem to do anything in this place, which probably adds even a further level of terror.
Yeah, this one is just terrified.
Yeah, you can close your eyes and not see them, but you know they're still there. And even when you cast darkness, it doesn't seem to work. Your magic fails you, which is possibly even more horrifying than the Triders themselves. Your true fear. Cool.
Especially considering I have two different fonts of magic and neither are working.
You plunge further forward, and in the sort of next, the gloom recedes. You realize you're underwater. It's sort of like a deep inky blue, but you're all breathing fine. And in fact, there's sort of a light providing some illumination. It's getting lighter and lighter. Until eventually you can see what's causing that light, and it is beyond the light are sort of these blind white eyes and a fin on its head, and jagged razor sharp teeth of an angler fish, but with arms and legs, drawing you into its giant maw, and you hear screams from the other patrons behind you. Can I get another wisdom save from each of you, please?
Oh dear God!
This time, just a straight wisdom save.
It won't help me.
Damn, that's a 3.
Yeah.
Okay, Katie the player is regretting this because Katie the player knows what's happening after this.
Thanks, Katie the player.
I didn't think it would be this bad.
No, our wisdom saves both
wisdom
suck.
saves always are terrible for us. I've gone insane every time.
Yeah, I'm not a wise. My Sorn is not wise.
So I'm just trying to see if...
Apparently, Pauly's more wise. He has an actual fucking modifier for his wisdom. I don't.
have.
Yeah. So because of the pant-shooting terror you've had just at the first 3 thingos, the rest of the ride you go through with your eyes shut tight. You don't actually even see. You hear the screams behind you and you just shiver and shudder. I need you both to roll a d8, please.
Roll low for this one, boys.
5.
Oh, no.
I got a 3.
Okay. Sorn, for the next 3 days, you will be haunted by nightmares. Pauly, for the next 5.
And it's fine with Sorn.
Until the nightmares end, the character must succeed on a wisdom saving throw after finishing a long rest or gain 1d3 levels of exhaustion.
I can die.
Yeah, do you want to know what I rolled?
What?
An 8. So 8 days of nightmares for me.
How do nightmares work for someone who doesn't sleep?
Well, you do now. You're part of the dream.
No, I'm part of the dream. I'm not. I still don't sleep. I can't get back there.
Yeah, so you will probably still be troubled by it. I'll probably give you advantage on this check. A, because you're part of the dream itself and you don't necessarily sleep. But I think it's more, for you, it's more like that the existential terror that, we all feel in this day and age when you are left alone with your own thoughts. And
Sorn hates those.
Yeah, in the night, because it's not so much just about, for everyone else, I think maybe sleeping, that's where the nightmare and the darkness comes. But for you, when you're alone meditating, you're in your own mind, and the memories of the Driders and the storm giants and the anglerfish return to haunt you. So you will still have haunting nightmares, but you know what? You are right. Because of your magic affiliation and your race, I will give you advantage on those saving throws. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Always going to die.
That's Karu.
Where are my notes? I need to add in my 3 days of quotation marks nightmares.
Mm-hmm. That might actually be helpful for you in what you seek. Maybe
helpful.
Maybe you wanted more days.
Yeah, I definitely want the nightmares. First, I feel like the first time it happened, someone will be like, "Oh dear God." Second time, he'll be like, "What up, nightmares? It's me, your boy."
And then on the last night, he'll be like, "No, I've only got one chance left.
Gotta find it."
Very good. Cool. So that's your first ticket punch, and as you come out of the ride, as you're deposited out of the back of the dragon's skull, you see that you're still in the carnival. You've only traveled about sort of 10 feet forward through the mouth of the dragon. You come out next to Karu and Yama, who are there holding a picture, some sort of artifice, or a painting done very quickly by a tiny demon of you, looking in abject terror, holding each other tightly.
Pauly is still like that. He hasn't actually moved whatsoever.
Sorn has taken the time to realize that this could be beneficial to him, and he's just like, he walks up to Karu. He's like, "That raid was great. Like, I was shitting myself, but like, I feel like it's a good thing."
Yeah, when you step out of the mine cart, it is covered with bird poop on the seat as you lift Pauly out of it. There's sort of a Sorn buttocks shaped hole of like no poop on the seat. But just Pauly obviously just let everything go.
I think maybe like get that I can't say the word, that wand that you just won, and just like maybe
I'm still not
Press the
moving.
digitize that seat, Pauly. Clean up your mess.
Okay, maybe Karu will grab the wand and like pull you out, and then just do a little cleanup. Use a charge to just you're okay, man. I get it. I'm sorry. I thought I was the only one that was going to be bad at that ride. I'm sorry.
He's unresponsive.
Let's get him a toffee apple or something.
Perks up at toffee apple completely for like did nothing like nothing ever happened.
And
Toffee apple?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yama's going to wrestle some goblins. Let's go do that.
That sounds amazing. Let's go. Completely like it's regressed into the back of his subconscious.
Yeah, compartmentalize it.
That's it. That's it.
Lock it away.
Needed to be snapped away by the idea of toffee apples and Yama wrestling goblins.
So Yama got no days, Karu got 8, Pauly got 5,
Yep.
and Sorn got 3. Cool.
Can
Excellent.
Sorn take other people's days?
We'll discuss that. I think there's certainly
Or a way for me to enter other people's mind?
Potentially, I think so. I think there's probably a way that you can try and attempt that for sure.
Sweet.
That is the dream realm after all, but it can be. It's certainly dangerous, right?
Yes, for them. Somebody call an ambulance, but not for me.
That's right. All right, so you head back over to the stalls, and you're looking for the Goblin Wrestling. Is that right?
Yes.
I think I was just like chatting happily to the guys who are obviously all experiencing some PTSD kind of in different degrees, and he's just like, "Oh, you guys are gonna love this. I've battled so many goblins in my day," and he's just kind of like going through some like war stories, and it's just like he's a bit ridiculous. Like he's like obviously having some nostalgia.
Karu is thoroughly enjoying it. He's like, really? And then what? Like he's just so excited.
All for it.
As you approach, you hear someone calling out. There's sort of a little ring of cleared area around the stalls, and there's the person is saying, "Strong folks, test your mettle in a goblin wrestle." And there's sort of a little area where they're taking people, ticket punches and stuff, and he sees you walk up, Yama, and says, "Oh, you're a tall drink of water, sir. Can you best a goblin in the ring?"
Yama just kind of like puffs himself up, and he's like, "Good sir, I've bested many goblin in my day, and a few more. Let's do it." And he hands over his kit to be punched.
Okay. He punches your ticket and kind of leads you into the roped off area. There's people kind of looking by, cheering, and says, "We have another challenger. You are, sir?"
Yama, the immovable mountain.
Yama, the immovable mountain. And testing the challenger is the reigning champions of the Witchlight Carnival, the Goblin Wrestler. And there's a tall figure steps out, sort of like a head taller than you. You can see the ears poking out. But they're wearing also like a hat, like a fedora hat, kind of pulled down a little bit, and a long trench coat. And you can see just their feet below. Give me a perception check.
Oh, 24.
A moment before they lunge at you and catch you by surprise, you realize that it's actually 3 goblins in a trench coat. And so when they leap out at you and the 3 of them try to wrestle you to the ground, you are not at disadvantage when you need to make this strength athletics check contested by 3 goblins. So they're going to make their checks, and you need to beat all 3 of them to succeed in round 1.
Oh no. I'm gonna...
So they've rolled 2 17s and a 9. While you're able to sort of pin one off you, or push one off you, the other 2 kind of get your arms and start hoisting you to the ground.
You know what? Can I use an ability?
Absolutely.
So I have an ability where I fail a check, basically, and depending on how many allies I can see within 30 feet of me, it buffs me. So I would actually beat that roll.
Absolutely. So you 2 of your arms are pinned by these goblins, right? You've pushed one off, and then your 2 arms are being pinned. But you look over and you see Karu, Pauly, and Sorn looking at you, your dearest friends. And
I'm just like talking myself up extremely, and like how experienced I am with like wrestling with goblins, and he's like fills with shame quickly, and then he's like, "No."
So does that give you a +3 because you've got 3 allies?
Exactly, yeah.
Describe to me how you overcome these goblins.
So I think he's really like, his face goes a bit like red because he's like lost basically immediately. He's basically like lost his footing or something. He's been like a little bit caught off guard by these 3 goblins in a trench coat. But he like looks over and it's like slow motion. He sees his friends and then he's like feels this surge of like, no, I must like, he's full of pride and he must just combat, and he just kind of flicks one off.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
So you flick one off, and then you're able to sort of, after looking at your friends, pull the other 2 off and hold them down to the ground, one under one foot, one under one arm, until you're able to reach that other one and kind of push them to the ground as well. And then they concede the wrestling match, and everyone's cheering, and you made it look like a very close match, and you are given a prize. So I'll get you to roll a d8 as well.
Cool. 6.
6. They give you a little face painting kit. Now, this is a magic face paint. As an action, you can apply the face paint to yourself or another creature. The recipient gains the benefit of disguise self for 1 hour, or until you choose to rub the
Cool.
face paint off.
Yeah, that's dope.
Let's put that there in the chat. Cool. So you've noted that ticket punch as well?
Yep, I have.
Cool.
And I was just gonna kind of like saunter over to his mates. And he's like, "Huzzah! How was that?"
I'm definitely gonna cheer for it. Like cheer even louder as you come over.
Yeah, same.
Awesome.
I'm just making a spectacle of it.
Absolutely.
We're overdoing it, but we don't care.
Yep.
Yeah, so everyone's cheering. You see the goblins are kind of brushing themselves off. They go collect their trench coat and go back to their little. There's like a little tent where they were in there, and go back and kind of reset. But everyone else seems very everyone's ignoring them. Everyone's super chuffed at the immovable mountain. The promoter comes over and lifts your arm up and be like, "We have a winner, 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 winner."
Hell yeah. Good job. You know what I want to go on? I want to go on those gondola swans.
Yeah, same. I want to know what that is.
Yeah.
It's a gondola swan.
Sounds like it'd be heaps of fun.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yep. Do you want to go do that, guys?
Sounds
Hell
good to me.
Hell yeah.
As you walk past other stalls, you hear other things such as sound the chime, it's time to rhyme. You bring the poem, we'll bring the noem.
Oh no.
Prizes, prizes, prizes. Catch the fairy dragon by the tail and win a piece of its hoard.
What was that? Fairy gnome? What?
Sound the chime, it's time to rhyme. You bring the poem, we'll bring the noem.
You good at poetry, Pauly? I think that's what that. I think you gotta make a poem.
Okay. All right. Oh, I reckon Pauly's birdie is perk up at that.
As you approach, there is two figures sort of on a small stage. A small gnome and a lady, and the gnome is the gnome is just finishing his poem or breaking into his poem. A fairy sits at a bar. The tender asks, "What can I do for ya?" The fairy claims he needs a drink. He says he may even need a shrink, for he hosts a brothel. And last night was awful.
Just like that poem, mate. Just like that poem.
People, there's sort of a lot of like, groaning and laughing.
I think
and
Karu
so on.
actually says that. He's just like, no, boo. Pauly can do better.
So I need to do a poem. Is that what it is?
Yep, you have to do a poem to beat the Noam.
All right.
Now, if you obviously poems are hard, so if you're just wanting to resolve it based on a performance check, we can do that. It'll be against the gnome. The gnome will be making performance checks as well. But I also just have a poem. So if you can beat that poem, if we just all agree at the table that your poem is so much better, you will of course win.
I'm trying to think. Like I'm thinking like of like the old old limericks, like there once was a man from Cork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Because like my grandpa, he's obsessed with them.
Mm-hmm.
There once was a man from Cork who got his ass stuck on a fork. Oh, what's the fucking end
I'll allow
of
you
it?
to look it up if you know, like if you're trying to find one of those things. Absolutely.
Okay, all right. This is a good one though. This is a good one. All right. There was a Scotsman named McPhee who got stung on his balls by a bee. He made tons of money by producing lots of honey every time he went for a pee.
There's some good laughter and cheering, and it says the gnome says a candle consists of wax, a goose, a duck made of feather, a scribe concerns tax, and clouds key to weather. Alike this lad here, his movements consist of wax, his His bones, his muscle made of feather, his lectures sure do they tax, and his flatulence disrupts the weather.
Alright, so we're just going for dirty limericks? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, have you got another one?
Yeah, fucking hell, I'll find more. Don't worry about that.
Have you got another one?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Cool.
Give me a second. Give me a sec. I'll find something good.
Well, the gnome will go ahead in round 2. I'll start while you're looking. Oh, I had this one moments ago. Are you having trouble saying this stuff? It's really quite easy for me. I just look in a mirror and see what I say, and then I just say what I see.
Well, you may think these limericks are crass and throw me a comment to sass, but I will agree to some degree, and I'll show you the crack of my ass.
Say, here's a chap who knows his verse. At least I've frequently heard worse.
Oh, fuck. 1 second. I'm trying to find ones that aren't too bad. There once was a sailor from Bates who was dancing the mumbo on skates. He fell on his cutlass, which rendered him nutless and practically useless on dates.
There was a young lass from Purdue whose limerick stopped at line 2.
Shit.
I think those were excellent. Excellent lyrics, Pauly. Happy to just give you the win on this one. Certainly did like those. We'll go to the crowd. Cait, what do we think? Sorn?
Yeah.
Sorn's just clapping in the background like, that's my boy. That's my boy.
There's one more I want to do.
All right.
There once was a man from East Kent whose tool was so long that it bent. To save us some trouble, he folded it double, and instead of coming, he went.
Oh my god.
I fucking love limericks.
Yeah. Give me the D8 for the Carnival prize, please.
Sure. 6.
6. You also get a one of the face paints. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Perfect.
Cool.
All right, continue to the gondola thing.
No worries, and just mark one of those ticket punches.
Yeah, well, I'm at 4 now.
Sweet. Heading over to the gondola swans. Let's see. Gondola. Enormous swans glide through the water here, pulling ornate wooden gondolas draped in flowers. The swans disappear into banks of silver mist as they wend their way down the river. A jetty extends ahead, at the end of which a waiting swan preens its feathers.
Definitely want to go for it. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to jump in the water.
Maybe they can be inured against the horror.
Get on the swan and then jump in the water.
Do we all want to get on the same one?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. So you each get your ticket punched, and over the course of an hour, the gondola makes its way, pulling along the river, and does like begins a sort of slow and lazy full lap of the carnival. As you approach, sorry, the swan kind of bows her head. She says, "My name is Featherine, and I can take you along the river that encircles the carnival. Please step aboard."
Do it. I'm keen.
Karu sits at the back of the gondola. He thinks that maybe she won't notice when he dives in the water.
Oh, you dive into the water? Yeah.
Well, wait a little bit. Like maybe he puts the because he was really interested in the water when we first arrived because it looked like ribbon. So like maybe he puts his tentacle in, and he's just like lazily letting it like follow, and then eventually maybe like 20 minutes in, he just kind of like bloop, like falls backwards into the water.
So it still definitely has that consistency. Well, like it feels like water, but it's when you take your arm out, it's not really wet. And yeah, it's sort of like a unnatural blue, like it's dyed silk rather than water.
I can like breathe under it like I normally can underwater.
Yep.
Like, yeah, he's just gonna go for a swim underwater for a bit.
Magical water. You actually find that it's not that deep. You can kind of get in there, but it's certainly not like it seems like it's not quite like a regular river, right? It's very shallow. It's certainly enough that you can get your body under, but you're almost standing, torso out. It's almost like not quite a kiddie pool, but certainly a shallow one.
No, he's fine with that. He's just doing that, like treading along the bottom of the. Yeah. When you get in, like whenever you would get into like those kid pools and you'd like be on the bottom and you'd just be like salamander walking along. He's just kind of doing that. He's just kind of enjoying being in some form of water.
And you're able to put like one tentacle up. You've got plenty of room to put one tentacle up to hold on to the gondola and kind of get pulled along at the bottom of the at the bottom of the river.
Yeah, he's also got the tentacle up so that everyone can see like where he is, like little periscope. It's just like waving every now and again. But yeah. He's just like, I'm just here. I'm here, guys. It's fine. I just wanted to get in the water for a bit.
Cool. All right. So you're heading, traveling along lazily. What are the characters on the surface doing during this time?
I'm relaxing. Definitely pretending like that mine just didn't even affect me whatsoever, but it's definitely there. Maybe we'll talk to our good old Swan friend and see if she can give us a little, like guided tour as we pass certain attractions.
Yeah.
I am talking about the storm giants. The storm giants were really terrifying, but they were so like trying to talk to Pauly. Like
I don't
know
so what scary, you're talking about.
But they were so cool.
What's that attraction over there?
See them? They remind me of my god, like the god that I share blood. Like that was cool, man. Like scary as hell, but like
I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about. That is deep in the subconscious now.
As she passes by. You sort of pass by the Hall of Illusions, and she's like, "Oh, well, you see that there? That's the Hall of Illusions. But what is an illusion, really? I mean, in a world so full of magic, is time an illusion? Anything could be an illusion. Well, that's where Candlefoot works. What a silly lad. Lost his voice, don't you know? Tried to propose to the mermaid, but ruined his declaration of love, and now his words have left him. Most unusual. See there, this is the snail racing. They have different names for the snails, but how do you know that snails have a name? Do snails have names in their own language? Who could say?
I mean, I like to eat those snails. That sounds fun.
Yes, but what would you call a snail? Like, snails can't have names for themselves, such as you name yourself.
I mean, Shelley is a pretty good name for a snail.
But in their own tongue, is it like water for a fish? They just have no word for it. Snail is perhaps just home. Or is it part of their body? It would be very weird if your name was I was going to say Featherina, but that's actually her name. So, well, we digress. She loops you around past the back of the mystery mine, where you can hear people screaming and you hear the click 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 of the mine carts.
The click 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 when Pauly hears that, he's just going to go really silent for a little bit, and then like just go back into that same horror face for a second, like and then the second it goes away, he's like, so anyway, what's this new one? His head tilts at a very weird angle,
She says, she says, "Oh, this is the." You sort of start cruising slowly, lazily by the ticket booth, and she says, "Oh, between you and me, don't be fooled. He actually is not that old. Well, he's old, but he hasn't lost his hearing. He just plays it up for the folk who enter. The ear trumpet piece. What a gag!
Good gag. It's a pretty good gag.
And it keeps winding as
So
you.
I feel like Featherine is the gossip, like the gossip of the carnival.
Yeah.
You know.
As soon as we realize that Featherine is the gossip, I'm going to be like, "What can you tell me about the ringleaders?" Eh?
Oh well, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light.
Are they a couple?
Oh, yes, of course. But you didn't hear that from me.
I love this woman.
They don't fraternize while on duty, but we all know. They keep to themselves mostly, not wanting to let their guard down around the employees, but you can tell there are looks, and I have a sixth sense about these things.
You absolutely do, I can tell.
I don't know if I should be telling you this, but...
Oh, you absolutely should. Go on, spill the beans.
They are not the original owners of the Witchlight Carnival. They came into it via a pact, I hear. So it was all above board, I'm sure, but they kind of inherited it to an extent, and it is both a boon and a burden, I'm sure.
A pact with a... Would you say with another... Was it with a person, or was it from this desire that I keep hearing about?
Her wing comes out in all its majesty and kind of taps her beak and says, "I'm not going to say anything."
Oh, no. We're just talking. We're just talking here.
I mean, it's rumors and unfounded, of course. And I wouldn't swoop so low to entertain something like that.
But what are these rumors, though? Like, I'm sure it's just a bit of fun between friends.
Well, I heard they were quite in the pocket, or they were quite close to them, to Desire, but no one's answering the phone lately, if you know what I mean.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting. Desire is off doing what Desire does, I guess.
I didn't know Sorn was such a gossip.
Sorn is just trying to get some information right now.
Yeah. Now, of course, they are the ones that Mr. Witch and Light. They're the ones that guard the portal to Prismere. Yes, we do have one. It's a pretty upmarket carnival, but no one really goes through. Sometimes
of course, you wouldn't be working if it wasn't.
No. Oh, I've been at carnivals, and I will say I have done the hard swims, and I've been at lesser carnivals, and look, we all have to pay our dues, but
absolutely.
Now, at this time of my life, only the best.
If I just to say, if I were a magical portal to Prismere, where would I? If I had one, where would I keep it?
Well, I really shouldn't say. Either way, though, you probably need Mr. Light to open it. You know that weather vane thing he has? That's sort of a rod of power, if you know what I mean. And
yes.
In more than one way. And
ooh.
And if you're looking for perhaps a closer look, you might have to try and win this. You might need the charm of the monarch to do so.
Luckily for us, I'm quite the charmer when I need to be.
Pauly only laughs slightly and then stops himself.
Pauly gets just feels pain in the back of his mind, like Sorn is just screaming into his head. Extremely loud, just white noise.
As you slowly... sorry, is there other questions you had?
Oh no, I was just going to say, are we going to have Sorn win the Monarch of the Witchlight Carnival prize?
Are you asking her that, or are you asking the group?
No, I was kind of asking Pauly and Sorn.
I think if one of us wins it, yeah.
It will be me. Don't even worry. I'm that miraculous. Someone's just in his own mind right now. He's just like playing it up as best he can.
Do you know how they choose the Monarch of the?
I have no idea, but I'm sure I'll win.
No, I think she's asking to the arena.
Yeah, the dark.
Oh, of course. Well, it's at the 8th hour, before we hit dawn, and the carnival comes to a close for the evening. Up in the big top, they will select a Witchlight Monarch. Though I have it on good authority that the Witchlight vein that Mr. Light has actually makes the selection. The boys pretend to be in charge, but there's a lot of higher power stuff going on.
Higher power stuff, interesting. And the higher power comes from this desire, does it not? That's what I've gathered.
Well, if the carnival's in a good mood, and you've helped get the carnival in a good mood, you're probably in with a shot.
Oh, I've got a shot. Don't even worry about that. I'm made of some pretty cosmic stuff.
He's also full of cosmic shit, but that's okay, you know.
Well, that too, at times, I guess. But you're full of literal shit. Actually, no, you're not. You emptied out on the last ride. Yeah, never mind. How are those thunder giants?
Says nothing.
Cool. As you pass by, the sort of lazily down there, it's sort of like one of those tubing rivers, kind of the slow, sedate pace. You pass by the lost property, you can see the Displacer Beast hanging out there sort of on her own, and the Swan is like, oh, poor girl, she lost her little cub, went missing some years ago. It's just fey poetic, isn't it? You guard the lost and found, and you lose what's most precious to you. Oh, my heart breaks for her.
I mean, how old would that Displacer Beast cub be now? I mean,
well, it's hard to say, because in the Fae, things don't really age very quickly. Like, you wouldn't know it, but I am north of 100.
We're about the same age.
I would never have guessed. You don't even look 40.
How north of 100 are we saying here? Because I am myself.
I'm not
377 years old.
I'm not one to discuss trivial things like that.
Oh yes. I'm sorry. Do not ask a lady her age. Mm-hmm. I am sorry.
I wouldn't have guessed you were a swan over 40.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
But how long ago did that Displacer Beast cub die? 7 years, you say? In the other plane. How long ago do you think that might be?
Look, I don't keep track of that. It's so much more fascinating what goes on inside the carnival.
Yes. Let's. Yeah. Okay. Someone's just made doing a mental checklist. Like, do I still have Displacer Beast heart? No, it's gone. Oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah, no evidence.
Yep, the evidence is gone. We are okay.
As you cruise past the Dragonfly rides area, you spot the giant treant, the treant sapling, hanging out by the shore near the Dragonfly rides. chatting with the little squirrel on his knee, and as you pass by, he kind of waves at you, leaves falling from his hair. He give me a perception check, everyone on the surface.
Perceptione.
22.
12.
22. Pauly, you're the only one to catch. Oh, I guess I didn't hear anything from Cait. Oh wait, you got a 15. Pauly, you're the only one to catch. As he sees you and waves, you see him like surreptitiously. He's like obviously like cupping something in his hand. He's doing that, like hiding a smoko, hiding a cigarette in his hand.
Yeah.
Kind of motion, holding behind his back with his other hand. He's waving at you. The little squirrel on his knee waving at you as well.
Yeah, the squirrel's also hiding a cigarette behind his hand as well.
That's right. Actually, wait, Karu, is your added perception smell or sound based?
Smell and sound. I think it's both.
Okay. Do you want to give me a perception check with advantage if you want to come up for air at any point? You don't have to.
Yeah, no, I think after a little bit of like realizing there's nothing really under the surface, Karu is actually now like just got like one tentacle like hooked onto the back of the gondola, but he's like on his back, like, and he's just So I would say he's doing that. So perception. 11.
No, yeah, it's your senses perhaps are a bit thrown off by the lack of smell in this water. It doesn't have that kind of fresh water smell. It smells almost more like a fabric shop.
He's a little freaked out by the texture as well. It's just all of it's wrong, but he's just vibing with it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, as you cruise back into the rest of the gondola swan, at least an hour has passed, and you're getting sort of there's 2 more hours to go until the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch. But I think that's where we'll end it for this week as you pull back into the dock, and Featherine wishes you well. And
Featherine, you are the best ride by far. Thank you so much. You just keep being your amazing self.
You dirty bird.
Oh. And I'm gonna write my number, like where like the number of where my boat is docked.
Pauly, La Floridita.
That's
any
it.
port in a storm.
That's it. That's exactly it. And then just flick the feather to her. He's like, "Look, if you're ever up for a fun time, what's up?"
Yeah, I guess like in this instance, like this is like Amazonian woman level to Pauly. Like,
scaroused. I'm scaroused.
Yeah,
absolutely. Scaroused. Yeah.
Cool. I love that. I love ending on that. Unless there's any other small things you wanted to do with the gondola swan before we wrap it up this week.
I'm sure Pauly wants to do a lot with the gondola swan, but I'm good.
Yeah. But hey, don't kink shame me, okay?
I'm not here to yuck your yum, bud. You do what you need to do.
Give me a quick persuasion check, Pauly.
Natty 1, baby.
Oh no.
She's like, yeah, I'll be busy later.
That's totally fair. Look, it's all good. Either way, it was
She's
great
actually
fun.
She actually has to wash her fish.
Yeah, I gotta wash my feathers.
That's fair. I get it. It's okay.
You walk away going, but water slides right off a duck's back. Cool. All right. Thank you very much, team. I had a lovely time getting back into the Witchlight Carnival. And next week, hopefully, we'll all be available to get sort of the last couple of hours of little things you want to get done before the Witchlight Monarch is crowned. Who could it be? Will you be the Witchlight Monarch?
Yeah, I think I will.
Find out next week. All right. We'll leave on Sorn's incredible cockiness, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.